good morning, Ghana. Good morning, lovely listeners of GhanaTalks Radio. You are welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show right here on GhanaTalks Radio. It's a beautiful brand new day, and we are here to bring you the latest headlines making waves in the news, from business to politics, from sports to entertainment, and everything in between. We got you covered with the most relevant stories. As usual, I remain your host, Ruth Esnamfiagbedu, and joining me on today's news headline review is Miss Regina Bless and Miss Debbie Adoso. Good morning, my ladies.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
I'm great. We are great.
Oh, I see. I could see that from your mood. How was the weekend for you?
Take it like that.
A bit. A bit. If you say a bit interesting. Okay, you're fine, sir. For me, my weekend was a bit, was full of presentation. And then we nailed it as a group. And I must say that I had a very exciting weekend and a stress-free one.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. Okay, sure. So, are we ready?
Yeah.
All right. So let's dive straight into our news headline for today. Controller and Accountants General to pay nursing and teacher trainees allowance. President John Dramani Mahama has announced that the Controller and Accountants General Department has officially taken over the direct disbursement of allowances for nursing and teacher trainees across Ghana. The announcement was made during the President's thank you tour in Tamale on Saturday, March 22nd, during which he engaged with students, professionals, and community leaders to outline key policy measures aimed at improving Ghanaians' livelihoods. President Mahama said the decision addresses the long-standing concerns over the delayed payments of allowances. For years, nursing and teacher trainees in Ghana have faced persistent challenges with the disbursement of their monthly allowances. Many have complained about delays that often span several months, making it difficult for them to cater for their basic needs, including transportation, feeding, and study materials. Recognizing the impact of these delays on trainees' welfare and their ability to focus on their education, President Mahama indicated that this new measure would bring an end to the inconsistencies in allowance payments. So here are the key highlights of the story. The Controller and Accountants General Department will now directly pay nursing and teacher trainee allowances. The move is expected to resolve long-standing delays in allowance payments that will ensure consistency and efficiency. So the policy aims to help trainees better manage transportation, feeding, and study expenses without financial struggles. And this announcement was made while President Mahama paid a visit to Tamale as part of his thank you tour. So this means that when government workers are being paid, teacher and nursing's allowance will also be paid. That is what it means. What do you make of it? Do you think that's a good move? Because you know that in 2014, the teacher and nursing training allowance was actually taken off.
Yeah.
And I think that was what caused him to lose in his election. Yeah, so now he has come to say that the Controller and the Accountant General Department will now directly pay nursing and teacher trainee allowances. What do you make of it, Ms. Debbie?
Yeah, so it's a good one. It's a good one because it is financial burden on them. I want to ask, the allowance, is it the one that they are being paid whilst they are still in school?
Yes.
Okay. It's a good one. And as you said, the current president was actually booted out of power basically because of this, because this also counts. And those times he made claims that the money which will be used to pay those students as an allowance will be used in created investing into job creation, so that at the end of the day, once you are done with school, you can actually get something to do, and it becomes a talk of like a whole issue that was discussed all over the country. But then bringing it back is a good one. As I said, it will ease financial burden on the students, and most of these students are actually funding themselves in school. Some are their own, they are students, but they are still the parents of themselves. They fund themselves, and so imagine a student having all this kind of burdens and thinking about the stuffs. It's so difficult to concentrate. But then I'll also plead that they should extend it to the universities. I don't know why they are doing this for only teachers and nurses. I mean, it wouldn't be bad if they should extend it to like universities where other departments can also, enjoy from it. But I would say that it's a good step to revive it again, because it's actually helping the students a lot. I have a lot of friends who are nurses, and I can tell you that some of them are actually being frustrated because their allowances are not being paid. As I said, most of them fund themselves. Their fees and everything has to come out from them. But when you talk teachers and nurses, I would say they are the key. Should I say, when it comes to jobs and other sectors in this country, I would say they play a key role. I'm not saying other workers or other staffs are not good enough, but then I would say that these people play key or major roles in this country, because without a nurse, when you are sick, there is no one to survive or bring you back to life, and without a teacher, you cannot be a nurse. So I feel like it's a good one.
Okay, Miss Regina.
Okay, so when you were talking, you made mention of why not they extending the initiative to universities as well. I feel that there's no need for them. Yes, it's kind of better.
But we are also Ghanaians.
We are also Ghanaians. But let's look at the case where teacher trainees and also nurses, they are not qualified nurses, but they also play a very pivotal role in our system, because these teachers, after they completing their education, they go for national service, and they, even though it's not work, but they serve as teachers automatically. They make sure that these students are being taught, even if a main teacher is not on campus or a main teacher is not present. These people stand in for the teachers automatically. They are teachers, they are working. And also these nurses, even during their period of schooling, they still work for the government. That is where they go for clinicals and all that. So I'm not against the government paying all universities, but I feel that for now they should concentrate on the teachers and the nurses. So back to the discussion. It is a great move. I remember when he came into power, we heard news that he was taking off. He wouldn't be paying teacher trainees. Yes.
So previously he took it off, and then he brought in, I think it was loans, where these
school
nurses
loans
can go for loans. And I learned it took like ages for them to even get access to these loans. So due to that, I think that was why he didn't get the chance to be president when he made that.
Even with these loans, if they had their money, Anka, would they count for loan?
Exactly.
And if they take the loan, where would they get the money to pay back? You know, there are instances where I've seen on social media some institution posting pictures of old students not being able to repay their loans, and this is a disgrace to them. Almost Kani Bianca, they wouldn't have come for the loan in the first place. So with this initiative reinstated, I feel it's a very great move, because as Debbie said, some students are the ones taking care of themselves. Even transportation, some people have to walk distance before they get to school, have to learn on empty stomachs and all that. And also we would plead that it shouldn't be the case where they would have to wait if the students complete before they disburse the money to them. It's monthly, so we plead that every month they should try their possible best to fund the students, rather than wait a whole year every election and so this kind of more.
Okay, so in 2014, the Mahama administration scrapped the nursing trainee allowance, replacing it with Students' Loan Trust Fund to reduce the government's financial burden. However, the policy faced backlash as many students struggled to secure loans, prompting the Akufo-Addo administration in 2017 to reinstate the allowances. So, in 2014, the Mahama administration scrapped the nursing trainee allowances, and in 2017, when Akufo-Addo came into power, he reinstated, and even that one they claim was 419. So yeah, so basically that's that.
But the student loan, I think it's cut across not only to the training colleges, but the universities too. They have a student. Well, like they have a student loan where you have to go and full form.
Yeah. For university. So previously, nursing trainee allowances were paid through the Ministry of Health, which allocated funds to various training institutions, and they are responsible to distribute these allowances to students. So that kind of like was a problem because they were the middlemen. Or the intermediary. Yes. So if Ministry of Health doesn't get that money, meaning that they won't be paid. But right now, Controller General is going to pay them directly. That means that if government officials are being paid, or if the government sector, those working in the government sector, if they are being paid, nurses and teachers will also be paid their allowances, which I think is going to, curb this delay with the payment issue.
Because right now it's more like a payment, a monthly payment, and they've already been given the go ahead. So the only thing left is every month you just disburse the money and all that.
And when it goes to the Ministry of Health, it's then distributed to institutions, and even before it gets to institutions, it's also another wahala.
Yes, and that's what I say.
So I feel like with this, it will also help do away with corruption
and especially ghost names
and delaying payments as well. So you already have your records with Controller General. So once government pays the public sector straight up, nurses and then teachers will also be paid their allowances, and this is going to prevent this delay in payments. I'm just hoping that this is going to work effectively so that we don't hear another story that many trainees waited for months before receiving their allowances. So
let's wait for 2 months to see how this would go.
All right. IGP declares an all-out war, orders regional commanders to tackle illegal mining. The Inspector General of Police, COP Christian Tete Yohunu, has declared an all-out war on illegal mining, also known as Galamsey, saying it seriously threatens national security and the environment. Speaking at the Regional Police Commanders Conference, COP Yohunu addressed the growing crisis of illegal mining, particularly in the Western North region. He revealed that armed criminals linked to illegal mining operations have carried out brutal attacks on innocent civilians, including forest guards, without justification. Given the escalating violence and environmental damage caused by illegal mining, COP Yohunu stressed that urgent action was needed to combat the problem. He called on regional commanders to intensify their efforts and adopt a coordinated approach to tackle the crisis. We are declaring war on illegal mining, and I expect every regional commander to take decisive action to bring perpetrators to justice, he concluded. Do you think that's the way forward? Declaring an all-out war on illegal mining. First of all, with the issue of illegal mining, do you think the government is committed enough? Like this current government, do you see any potential? Are they committed enough to tackle the crisis of illegal mining?
Yeah, I feel they are committed to tackling this issue of Galamsey, better known as illegal mining, because we just made I think that was last week. We had a story where seven water bodies were retrieved.
Yeah.
So I feel this is a call to action. It is a wake up call. Forest reserves. Oh God, it's really sad. It's really sad. And looking, I feel that these galamseyers are not just ordinary galamseyers. These are armed men, armed galamseyers on the move, on the rise. Because how would a police officer go there to make sure that these people stop illegal mining or galamsey? Then a clash will ensue between these two, resulting to death, resulting to injuries and all that. And I also feel that this shouldn't just be talk. They should make sure they put in strategic measures, because we were here when everyone comes, they make sure that they try to stop galamsey. But how has that how has the impact been so far? I feel that the impact hasn't been good so far, but with this current administration, at least they've solved, I wouldn't say almost all of it, but 1/3 of it. Galamsey is an issue that has been worrying each and every Ghanaian citizen. But with this new IGP declaring war on galamsey, we are all here. We are all here. It shouldn't be that he's just talking, he's just saying it so that we see that yes, I'm buying for a new power is in town. Let me use a teacher as an example, especially when a teacher comes to class for the for the first time class. Your friend is saying, oh, class test, mental and dictation. These teachers will be doing it, but to get to a point now they are relaxed or matiada. He shouldn't be like that. I feel that he should we are supposed to hold him by his words. He should be accountable, and also he should be transparent to us, because looking at the statement he brought out, I didn't see any, aside sending military men or police officials or security officials specifically for illegal mining units. I've not seen any other thing that they are trying to bring up to curb galamsey.
So the IGP has actually tasked all regional police commanders to adapt stronger and more coordinated strategies to crack down illegal mining operations.
And would this help? I don't think.
If all regional commanders are actually committed to fighting this crisis, I think that will go a long way. But we've had issues where some policemen and even military men are actually brutalized when they reach the site. Yeah. My problem: what are they doing about?
What are they? That is why.
Because yesterday I saw in the news that someone was it a reporter was
brutalized again
with a machete, and then he's actually struggling for his life as of now. How are these miners? How did they get in touch with these guns?
You see, from the start, I said these people are not ordinary miners. They are armed miners. And I feel that the high people involved are the ones providing these people with all these things. Because as an ordinary citizen, where are you going to get a gun? So even if it's not licensed, where would you get a firearm if not someone from the high institution or a politician gave that to you? And I also feel that some police officers are also involved in it, because when a police officer comes, he or she will make sure that you stop mining. So what would you, the illegal miner, do? Or what would your boss in charge of that mining do? And protect us. So I feel that these police officers are also involved.
And you also think political leaders are actually also involved in this, because it's going to be like boss who has given order that we should mine here, and you police officer,
who are you?
what power do you have? So when it even happen like that, it makes it even reluctant for these officials to even go and interfere or even involve themselves in this illegal mining thing, because a political leader is actually involved in that. Is,
and also some sub chiefs are also involved.
And you want to be as if you are the all right person, and then you go and say it, and you are going to lose your job at the end of the day, because where this is a case whereby a powerful person or someone with that power or authority is backing this activity. So who are you as a police official? So I think government needs to dive very deeper into this crisis. Who are the people behind this crisis? Bring them to board, bring them to justice. If they need to be punished, do so. I think that is where it has to start from. Or don't you think so?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that is where it has to start. Whoever is involved in it, there should be some kind of like policy or some kind of like punishment for them. If you are caught in this, whoever you are, you need to face the law, and that is it. Miss Debbie.
When it comes to the fight against illegal money, we all have a role to play, from the top to the down. Everyone has a role to play, and just just as we fight against corruption, we preach about corruption. I mean, we even set up committee to fish out corrupt officials. I think same should be done to illegal mining. I'm not saying they are not doing their best, but they are doing their best. But I feel like we need to sit down and think about, an accurate step or measure to take that we can, once and for all, abort illegal mining. Because looks like all the steps they are bringing out is not actually getting anywhere. So he's saying that he spoke to, or he has, should I say he has ordered some of the policemen, the IGP, regional commanders, and the police, the armed forces, everyone has a role to play in this illegal mining issue. But it will be very difficult to curb illegal mining if those who claim to help fight the canker is involved in it and pretending outwardly to make it look as if they are fighting illegal mining. The IGP may will to fight illegal mining by all costs, and the government and his appointees may also wish to fight illegal mining at all costs. But the people that are supposed to support you, if they don't have that particular mindset about you fighting illegal mining, it's not going to get anywhere. Like the journalist that was actually assaulted at one of the Ashanti regions some time ago for Joy News, it said he saw armed men and they were beating him, and the armed men were like, as a woman found.
Are they police officials?
No, this were people in, let me say, the military uniform. People in military uniform on the site. He went to cover the illegal money that was going on, and the people said, why will he come and cover them without their notice? So they were beating him, and then it was alleged that there were armed men on the site, but they didn't mind. As I know, they don't care about what is going on. They kept quiet, and he was beaten very well.
But some of these clothing can actually be bought in town.
I know.
So how would you verify if this armed man is
actually? This is the question. Even if they are not armed men, and then it has to be, or it's supposed to be, this illegal miners, where did they get the uniform from? Where did they get it from? Because you and I saw in a video where someone was wearing an armed uniform unauthorizedly, and she was a female for that matter.
Yeah, they took it off.
They took it off
from here.
So where did they get it from? Illegal miners that have war-equipped arms, around them. They have gun and everything that it takes. It means they are ready, for what they are doing, which means that some unseen top officials are behind this. So if we don't deal with those people, we cannot keep illegal mining.
So you think the first step they should do is to have a proper investigation into all these public officials who are involved in this
into illegal mining.
Deal with them before you go.
Because if you don't deal with them, there is no way you can keep illegal. You can say police officials there, if you like, you can say armed forces there, and still illegal mining will still continue, because you have people who have.
Because even police officers even go there to even burn the excavators. And within a few days, you see them they have a new excavator.
Burning excavators is not the way to go. Burning excavators, arresting them, remanding them, and then 2 days, you let them out. It's not a way of, curbing illegal mining. Arresting people that are caught red-handed in the act, and then you send them to, the cell, and within 2 days, because they are being, they are serving under a top official, the case doesn't get to any place or anywhere, and then the person comes back to site. Even me, if I'm mining illegally, I feel like there is nothing I can do, because when I get in there, within a twinkle of an eye, I should be out. And this kind of attitude cannot help us keep illegal mining. So when it comes to illegal mining, it's a whole assignment from the top official, the politicians themselves, down to the chiefs and to the individuals. Because if I tell you right now that SNM, you will see. If somebody tells you, you will see. It's a whole lot of.
That's a threat.
That's a threat. It means I have something, or there is something bad I'm planning. So when it comes to this Ghanaian sector, somebody tells you, you will see. In your mind, you feel like the person is a witch, and in engineer BB. So I cannot threaten you when I don't have the power to do anything to you. So yeah.
So, and even with this illegal mining thing, you could see that there are corrupt security officials even involved in this, because I learned in one of the regions they're actually mining right behind the police station, and the police officers are not even saying anything about it. Why are they not saying anything about it? Is it that they've been socketed backdoor?
Exactly, they've been bought. Should I say
their conscience are seared with hot iron?
Because how can illegal mining be going right behind a police station, and then the police officials are actually not doing anything about it, not even stopping them, and they are comfortably mining?
I don't blame the police officials, those who don't have the power. We are all workers here, but then we have someone who is heading us. Manager is heading us. And we take orders from manager. We don't just stand up and do anything on our own. So if manager gives an order that, hey, don't arrest those people there, what can you do? There is nothing you can do, because he has already taken the money or whatever he's supposed to take, and he has warned you people. So anyone who tries to go against that, either they will transfer you to one village where there is nothing, like maybe a home bet show, you get it. So I feel like it all boils down to the people at the top, because it's whatever they tell you is what you do. You can feel like you want to keep illegal mining, but the orders from above is restricting you.
So the IGP is declaring an all-out war to curb this crisis, which is the illegal mining. And then we have heard stories that political leaders or political officials are actually involved in this act. Would the police be given that power, or maybe that independency to bring all these political leaders to board? That is because we don't want to hear stories where it be like Yachiobi, but because the person is a political leader, or maybe he's an influential person in government, he will be left to go scot-free.
I feel that the police officers are not supposed to be taxed with this kind of a thing. I feel it's high time they bring the Ghana Armed Forces into this, because we all know that these people,
the armed forces was even the first people the previous government used, though.
And they're even corrupt.
Did they arrest any politician? They didn't arrest any politician. I understand.
Let's ask ourselves, are they also responsible for arresting politicians, the armed forces?
No. But it's okay, even though it looks like all these people are bots, one thing we know for sure is the Ghana Armed Forces rule with strict hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with the police officers, they are trained in a way that even if you open fire, they don't have to retaliate back. But a military officer can open fire with authorization, with no authorization. He can just open fire just like that.
So the military officers are stricter than the
Military officers are on a more serious note, military officers are stricter than police officers.
So if they were brought on board and they were not, we didn't even get to see the head until them Kevin this crisis.
What you're asking is in regards to arresting politicians. Is that not what? Yes. Yeah. That is Anna.
Yeah.
But armed forces arresting politicians.
It would really work
in Ghana.
You see, in Ghana, so it means Ghana is not a lawless country.
We know ourselves. Let's not pretend here. We know our people. Or don't you know?
Oh yeah,
we know them.
You know yourself.
We know them.
Boyata was even declared wanted, and he has gone to court to sue that they've ruined his reputation.
Ken of Oriata, he has his right. Ken of Oriata has his rights. He knows his rights. For defamation now. You've tarnished my image.
So my problem is, will the police be given we know the police, they are in charge of arresting people when they flout the rules. And here you are dealing with high profile people in government. Would they be given that authorization to go? Would they be independent enough? Because we don't want a case whereby they will be interfered when they have to play out their duties.
I would have suggested that they take people from the FBI outside Ghana and to be brought here, but it also doesn't show respect to Ghanaians.
It doesn't show respect, but we don't want to do the right thing.
Exactly.
We don't
but
want
Ghana is not a lawless country.
I won't say it's a lawless country, but it's a shame. It's a shame. I'm not trying to divert from this. That's a whole judiciary on its own, and then they Kennedy
Japan.
Not Kennedy Japan. This Anas issue, yes, Kennedy Japan, and they couldn't do anything. Then it has to be sent to a different country, like outside.
That shows how corrupt the judges are. So corrupt is different from being a lawless country.
No, for Kennedy Japan's issue is not maybe entirely because they were not able to tackle the issue here. Per what I read in the stories, it says some of the statements he made those statements while he was in New Jersey. So location actually plays a part in this. So I think that also amounted to why they had to take the court out of Ghana to New Jersey, because he made that statement there. But at the latter part of the story where I read, Anas was actually saying how our court system is not working.
I feel it's not working because he before it moved to New Jersey, he brought the issue here 2018, and even the judge himself called him an investigative terrorist.
Just imagine this.
And you defaming someone, that person, you were asked to pay money to that person again. How would you feel? See,
so let me say, then our judiciary is not working.
It's not working because these officials are corrupt.
Then everybody is corrupt.
Everyone is corrupt. Yes.
Because everybody is
corrupt. But the laws really work here, and I feel that the laws only work on poor people. Because who you hini na wasem kodikota walai ubenu. So I feel that these people, it's like some people are above the law. That is how I see it.
That is how it looks like.
But law shouldn't, no matter who you are, your status, whether rich or poor, healthy or sick, the law should be fair.
It's in favor of a certain class of people.
Yes.
But you see, back to the case of illegal mining. We can only fight illegal mining with an unpartisan entity. Because if you want to fight illegal money, and all those who claim to be ready to fight this kind of issue that we call illegal mining are associated with political party, have this interest for the party more than the country itself, then we cannot fight illegal mining. And it has to start with our mentality.
Yeah. So while IGP is declaring an all-out war on illegal mining, I'm just hoping that when political leaders or our political leaders or high-profile people are being caught in this act, the police officials should be given that independency to act. There should be no kind of like interference when they are working. Now, as I say about, nobody is above the law. If you are caught, and then you need to face the law. Moving on. Sorry. It's coming.
I feel like when they arrest someone in relation to this illegal mining, the person should be duly prosecuted so that it will serve as a deterrent to other illegal miners. But when they are being arrested, and then within a twinkle of an eye, they are back, working with...
So we need to go to the source, the grassroots of the issue, what has to do with them saying that we've heard rumors that business tycoons and these big business officials are actually involved in this illegal miners. If you have I think enough evidence, walk straight to their office, invite them for investigation. If they are found guilty, prosecute them. And I think when it starts from there, all those that are involved in the act, including the illegal miners, the workers, they'll also be brought on board and then remanded as well. But we are looking at fighting this crisis. But I believe that if these illegal miners, those that are on grounds doing the illegal mining, if they had jobs, they won't be there. So in as much as we are fighting this, we should also find jobs for these people, because this is something that people also do as survival to fend for themselves, and now you are taking it away from them. If you are taking it away from them, what other option do you have for them? Do you get me?
Yeah.
So if we are keeping illegal mining and then we are declaring an all-out war to arrest or prosecute all those that are involved in it, think about the youth as well, because I believe if they had jobs, they won't be there. Because we've watched interviews and then we've heard stories where people have to say that when also they did. So if you are taking this away from them, what other option or what other jobs are you creating for these people to depend on once you are taking this away from them? So I think we need to look at that aspect as well.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Interior Minister calls for stronger anti-money laundering laws. The Interior Minister, Mohamed Mubarak Mutaka, has called for the strengthening of Ghana's anti-money laundering laws to curb illicit financial transactions and enhance the country's economic security. Speaking at a meeting with the Intergovernmental Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa and the Financial Intelligence Center on Friday, March 21st, Mutaka emphasized the need for collaboration among key stakeholders to achieve meaningful progress in the fight against financial crimes. He reiterated the government's unwavering commitment to supporting GIABA in its effort to maintain a safe and transparent financial system. So, Minister for Interior pushes for strong laws on money laundering. He has called for a review and reinforcement of Ghana's anti-money laundering laws to combat financial crimes. So he met with the Government Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa and the Financial Intelligence Center to discuss the solution. So he affirmed that government is fully committed to strengthen regulatory measures to safeguard Ghana's financial system. Do you think that's a good move, Debbie?
Yeah, it's a good move, because you see, people make money from this money laundering, right?
Yeah.
Anti-money laundering, or whatever it's being called. People make money for, especially when that's to do with drug trafficking, there's terrorism, financing, and a whole lot. And so taking such move will actually help to minimize all those stuffs. And then anti-money laundering, we all know there are procedures designed to prevent and detect laundering of money derived from criminal activities. And these criminal activities, as I said, corruption, fraud, organized crime, and all those stuffs. And so taking such a step, for me, I feel it's good.
Okay, so taking such a step, it's a great move, because as she said, with this, people especially involved in drug use and all that, we all know selling of drugs is illegal, and sometimes indulging in certain activities that yield a lot of money is illegal. So sometimes they should I say the avenue where these people really target their money on is big companies, where their day in and day out is all about money, especially should I say this betting institutions and all that. When these people target their aim on these betting institutions, they collaborate with the people involved, the stakeholders, the bosses, to go on agreements with them. Oh, we have a money coming in, why not use your avenue or use your account to receive this money, and this will be your cut-off percentage and all that. And as a greedy company, some people will do it. So most of the times, this investigative or anti-laundering committee or crime sections do not really pay attention to these people. Just today, they said financial intelligence sector chased 53 companies over suspicious financial transactions. Yeah. Exactly. So as I said in the first statement, and also I learned that some people, me myself, can also be a victim. I might not know that this is a money laundering.
Actually know. So I think that awareness needs to be created.
It got to a point where rumors were going about that if someone calls you, say, "Was send this way, say at your phone," so but you see can any say momo so say identical vendor ne ho na only sikane mawa. They made mention, say if you get there, be very careful, because you can be arrested. And it's very true. Sometimes you get an amount of money, you be like, where is this money coming from? And also to the banking sectors, most especially, because I've seen cases where they normally use dormant accounts, an account which is inactive for a very period of time. Yes, they use such accounts to receive such huge sums of money. And also we should think about it. How is this affecting our economy? First of all, our economy is not stable. Inflation is on the rise, and we are also adding this to it. We plead. And as she said, awareness should be created.
Some people don't know their.
Some people don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know their involvement.
Until you go, then you be the one arrested, and you know nothing about it. So awareness should be created, and I feel that it would really help.
But how is government going to monitor these financial institutions?
They can do it.
How?
You see, just like the way. Sometimes you can see an accident occurring, and then you see it on tele. They have this, they have people, responsible for that. I've forgotten their name. They are in their offices, but then they literally knows everything that is going on. And it looks like they fixed this kind of sensitive cameras around our street that makes them detect these crimes, like this robbery and stuff. So I feel like things like that can also happen in the sectors. The governments can actually collaborate with these big institutions and stuff, and then find a way where they can. It might not only be maybe inserting a sensitive camera or something, but something that they can actually monitor. Whatever is going on, so that they can
monitor your money.
Not really monitoring your money. Not, but MTN, don't they monitor your money?
Oh, and
even the bank where you save your money, don't they monitor your money? So it's good if someone will monitor your money and make sure that it is safe. Because even though our monies are being kept in the bank, we are not 100% sure that our money is safe. Because if today the bank collapses, where are you going to get your money from? So if an entity can be, brought up, that will actually help to monitor and make sure that this anti-money laundering and stuffs are being stopped with immediate effect. And people who use unknown numbers to call, and you cannot even trace the number, you cannot call the number. They'll tell you they are from MTN, they're from this. so those people still exist, and it looks as if you are not doing nothing about it.
All right. So I just saw something. Let me read it. So Ghana has had multiple financial scandals, with some high-profile individuals escaping prosecution. Would these new laws lead to stricter accountability? Because Ken Oforiatta is actually a victim of this. Yeah. Would you say he's a victim of this?
Should we say in a way, or
Because
should we say he's a victim?
Can't say guilty or not. I don't want to be sued.
So we,
I don't have $80 million.
we might say that in a way, because we don't have, like, should I say
Evidence.
full
Yeah.
evidence to
Because
support
we've
what you
had
are saying
multiple
right now.
financial scandals with some high-profile individuals escaping prosecution.
Yeah.
Would these new laws lead to stricter accountability?
It must, and it should. It should lead to that.
Well,
Because if at the end of the day it doesn't lead to that, then what's
what's the essence of setting that law? So, you want to say something?
We should not be like interested in only coming out
Making with the laws, but
we should-
enforcement, proper
Exactly.
enforcement.
Exactly.
Because if stronger laws are actually necessary,
Yeah.
it's very necessary to set rules and regulations and then laws. But if you are not enforcing them properly, then what is the essence of you setting the laws?
I can even, hit my chest and say that these criminals, they are not afraid of our laws. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
Because they have a way out.
Yeah, there's always
It
a
doesn't
way
work.
out. Because if I meet you back door and I offer you a large sum of
what are
money,
you talking
you will
about?
take.
And it will only take someone of higher dignity and
Dignity
integrity
and
to reject that
to
money.
reject that money.
Just
But
look at you seeing a huge sum of
I
blame it on the economic crisis as well. Looking at the standard of living in this country.
Wait.
If you are being
No,
given that
I wouldn't.
money,
No, I
without you
wouldn't.
suffering for
Listen
it,
now,
you
I
will
wouldn't.
take
I
it.
wouldn't agree with you on this. Most people who are really paid in Ghana here, the president, speaker of parliament, high court officials, Supreme Court officials, police officers, some police officers, especially those in higher positions.
Yeah.
These people, and also finance ministers. These people are really taking huge sums of money, so that when someone comes in to offer you an enticing money or an enticing offer, you would reject it. I feel greed is also part.
All right.
But they are the ones indulging in corruption.
Exactly.
Those people.
That's what music and swarm.
All right. I think we have exceeded our time.
Yeah, we did.
This is where we draw the curtains for our news headline review. Up next, we have Debbie's Girl.
You've shortened my time.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I think you can just move on straight up from here.
Oh, okay. So thank you for joining me on The Biz Grill as we root and fish out stories that needs to be discussed and analyzed. Now let's shift our focus to Edum market in the Ashanti region. In the previous week, the market was engulfed by fire, a massive one of course, that led to the destruction of a lot of shops and about hundreds of CDs being destroyed. And you can actually feel the frustration and the grievances these traders are pouring out. But you see, in the course of the week, there was a banter between the public relation officer of the Ghana National Fire Service, Mr. Felix Nate, and then between him and the Ashanti Regional Minister, Mr. Amoako Hene, all because the Ghana National Fire Service PRO claimed that there were not enough fire tenders to quench the fire. And you see, this really brought out a lot of arguments between them. But that is not really my case, because I don't want to actually delve on that. You see, he made mention, the PRO made mention that there is a lot of things that needs to be done in the Ghana National Fire Service as a whole. And you and now will bear with the fact that countless without number fire service personnel always come out to complain that either they are out of this or they are out of that, where fire is being, a place where it's being engulfed by fire and property is destroyed. You call the fire service personnel, and then they'll be there like an hour time, and by the time they will get there, like everything is almost destroyed. Sometimes they get there and then they tell you that they don't even have water to quench the stuff, and this has become a problem for some time now. We complain, yes, but I feel like we should focus more on what they are lacking as a sector. And these people also play a crucial role, because we live in a world where we cannot prevent certain things from happening. We cannot sit down and prevent fire from burning things, or we cannot sit down and then prevent a place from being engulfed by fire. All these things happens, unfortunately, like it happens unplanned, like you didn't really plan it. And sometimes I don't think you sleep and then you pray that by the time you wake up your house should be burnt. No. But if these things should happen, we have people, we have sectors that are being trained for this. But then I feel like our Ghana National Fire Service, the sector as a whole, is, shall I say, is outdated. Excuse me to use that word. I feel like it's outdated and it should be overhauled. And then the basic logistics that sector is lacking should be provided with. They said the fire tenders were not there. They were complaining. The PRO even said that they don't have health insurance. Things that will cover them out. And you see, this fire thing, they are rescuing their lives to save a life. That's how I put it. They're rescuing their life to save a soul. And so if they are doing all these things, what are we putting in place to ensure that their safety is being guaranteed? So the equipment and logistics that we feel they are lacking in the sector should be provided with. And I think training and capacity building should also be involved. Most of our Ghana Fire Service, personnel are using trades or trainees that they are being taught from those times. And the world is evolving. Even in different countries, looking at the fire, you could see that it involves we even flying in a plane to quench it. Because if you look at how the thing occurred, you cannot just stand down and then quench those fire. So I feel like training and capacity building should also be involved. Infrastructure development. If you go to some national service offices and you see where, it's very bad. So we might complain that they are not doing their job well. But please, the current government, I know the previous government has done his part. I wouldn't blame him or tarnish what he has done. But I will say that even if he has not been able to do anything, the current government, we are pleading with him that he should make sure that basic things that these people need, to execute their works, it should be done to them so that we don't face this again. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for that. Up next, we have Today in History.
Welcome to another interesting segment of Today in History. And did you know, live on GhanaTalks breakfast show. So moving on, Today in History, 1603, Queen Elizabeth I of England dies after a reign of 45 years. 1765, the British Parliament passes the Quartering Act, which requires the American colonies to provide housing for British soldiers. Robert Koch announces the discovery of the bacterium responsible for tuberculosis. 1882. 1900, Today in History. The London Underground opens with the first trains running on the Central London Railway. 1923, Today in History. Greece becomes the last European country to adopt the Gregorian calendar. Moving to some interesting did you know facts on health. Did you know that laughter is contagious and can improve our health and well-being? Laughing has been shown to reduce stress, boost the immune system, and even reduce pain. It's also highly contagious, which is why it can spread quickly through a group of people. Did you know that a healthy diet can reduce your risk of certain cancers? Eating a diet rich in fruit, vegetables, and whole grains can help reduce your risk of certain cancers, including colon, breast, and prostate cancer. Did you know that getting enough sleep is essential for brain health? Sleep plays an important role in brain health, helping to clear out toxins and consolidate memories. Chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to an increased risk of dementia diseases. Did you also know that meditation can help reduce stress and improve focus? Meditation has been shown to have a range of health benefits, including reducing stress and anxiety, improving focus and concentration, and even boosting the immune system. Did you also know that you shed and regrow your skin every 2 to 4 weeks? Your skin is constantly being replaced with a new skin cell growing and old ones being shed. This is where I end Today in History. And did you know, live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. Join me same time tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for that insightful education. Well, sleep is very good for the brain. So if you are stressed, please just try and lie down. All work and no play. Refresh and reset. That is our theme as a country for this year, right? Resetting Ghana. So if you want to reset your brain, please rest. Okay? Yeah. Rest. All right. Hey, I said the weekend here. Let me gist you. Before we go for our news, let me give you a few gists. We also had the biggest birthday bash, which happened at the Independence Square. I call it the biggest because our independence celebration safe. Independence Square. But someone went all out to organize their birthday party. Independence Square.
Not be small money.
Not be small. Hey very soon. Birthday party.
And you know, when I saw it, the first thing that came in mind was very soon. When I also get like maybe 2,000, 5,000 cedis, I'll also be investing in this microcredit.
People say they will not pay their microcredit loan again.
Seriously. But you should your peace should also be important to you, because looking at these people and the history they hold.
Oh, child.
Even if it's 10%,
I saw a comment and it was very funny. Someone said next year they're also going to hold their birthday at Kotoka International Airport. So all flights will be cancelled. Flights will be redirected to Kumasi and then home.
And I also saw a comment where someone was like, please, after this celebration, don't remove the decor. I would like to have my engagement wedding.
And see, sometimes it feels like they are using the state money, but
this is his own money.
This is own money.
The invitation alone is top K.
Anyway, so
gold medal.
Money is
good.
Money is good. All right.
Money is good.
Okay. So today Ghana will be playing football with Madagascar.
Oh, see.
Previously, I lost hope, but them shame me.
On Friday, 5-0.
Them shame me. So, what are your expectations? Just predict scores.
Today I can't predict, but I'm just praying that they keep that same pace.
And energy. Predict.
Okay, so I wouldn't also predict, but I wish them all the best. Because these people you predict, then they'll come and disgrace you. But according to what I heard, Chad is not really that of a competitive. Yeah,
that was why they were able to beat them.
But I think today is Madagascar. Yes. So I heard that these people are really strong. So let's see what they have for us.
All right.
Our future is in their hands.
We are
My
wishing
future can never be in the hands of Ghanaian players.
we are wishing Ghana Blasters all the best. So it's time for our news. Let's go for our news.
Local news, business news, international, sports and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning and welcome to the Daybreak News on GhanaTalks Radio. Coming up in this morning's bulletin, Mahama, no textbook phenomenon in schools will end this year. Government declares March 31, April 1st as public holidays. Northern region to benefit from 10,000 hectare irrigation project. Mahama and Brigadier General Ashong Annan appointed Commissioner of Customs. This business, sports and showbiz is coming in this morning's bulletin. The news will be read by Awentemi Akansukum. Now, the details. President John Dramani Mahama has criticized former President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo for failing to provide textbooks to students after introducing a new curriculum. Speaking at the Jubilee Park in Tamale Saturday, March 22nd, during his thank you tour, President Mahama announced that his government has allocated 564.6 million cedis for textbooks to improve learning for basic school children. He added that Honorable Haruna Idrisu is overseeing the implementation of this initiative, ensuring that textbooks are printed locally to boost the Ghanaian economy. President Mahama also revealed that his administration has expanded the school feeding program with increased funding to provide better meals for students. Additionally, he announced that resources have been allocated to provide free sanitary pads for female students to support their education. We have allocated resources to provide free sanitary pads for our female students. Now, the Interior Minister Muntaka Mohammed has declared Monday, March 31st and Tuesday, April 1st, 2025 as public holidays in Ghana. In a statement released Saturday, March 22nd and signed by the minister, the government explained that the additional holiday is in recognition of Eid al-Fitr, which falls Sunday, March 30, 2025. The statement noted that since the statutory holiday coincides with a Sunday, the President John Dramani Mahama under Section 2 of the Public Holidays and Commemorative Days Act at 601 has declared Monday, March 31st and Tuesday, April 1st as additional public holidays. The minister urged the public to observe the holidays accordingly and comply with the declaration made by the president through an executive instrument. The declaration ensures that citizens, especially the Muslim community, can fully participate in Eid al-Fitr celebrations across the country. Now, President John Dramani Mahama has reaffirmed this commitment to ensure Northern Region benefit from government's 10,000 hectares of irrigated land project aimed at boosting agricultural productivity. Speaking during his thank you tour of the region Saturday, March 22nd, President Mahama addressed the overlord of Dagbon, Yana Abukari Mahama II, at the Bewa Palace, emphasizing the need for irrigation due to the unpredictable rainfall caused by climate change. Mahama stated, under agriculture, we realize that because of climate change, the rainfall pattern is erratic, and so the government is targeting irrigation development because without water control, farming becomes like gambling. I remember in 2024, after our farmers had planted, the rains were good, and at a certain point, the rain stopped falling for almost 10 weeks, and many farmers lost their crops. The president also outlined plans to tackle water shortage in Yendi and Tamale. He assured the Dagbon overlord that the Yendi water supply project would be completed within his tenure, ensuring adequate water for the area. Additionally, he announced an expansion of the Tamale water supply system, proposing to draw water from the White Volta at Yape to supplement existing sources. President Mahama's pledge aligns with his administration's broader goal of improving agriculture and access to essential resources in the northern region. Accompanying the president on the tour were key government officials, including the executive secretary to the president, Dr. Callistus Mahama, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu, Transport Minister Joseph Nekpe, Deputy Roads and Highways Minister Alhassan Suyini, Northern Regional Minister Ali Adolf, among other party supporters. Now, President John Dramani Mahama has appointed Brigadier General Ashong Annan as a new commissioner of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority (GRA). In a statement issued Sunday, March 23rd, and signed by Felix Kwachilfosu, spokesperson to the President and Minister of Communications, Brigadier General Annan was described as a highly respected, dedicated, principled, and patriotic officer of the Ghana Army. As part of broader efforts to strengthen the economy, his appointment seeks to support the GRA in achieving its revenue target and revitalizing the Customs Division. He is expected to reset the Customs Division and support the Ghana Revenue Authority to meet its target as we work towards fixing the economy. Before his appointment, Brigadier General Annan served as the Presidential Security Coordinator. Meanwhile, President Mahama has expressed gratitude to the outgoing Commissioner, Brigadier General Zeblim Ayorogo, for his dedicated service to the Customs Division and the nation. Now, straight to some business. Finance Minister Dr. Kasiola Tuforcing has denied allegations of approving $1.7 million single-source procurement contract. In a Facebook post Saturday, March 22nd, Dr. Forcing dismissed the claims as baseless and misleading, urging the public to disregard them. He further clarified that since assuming office, he has not approved any procurement, emphasizing his commitment to transparency, accountability, and responsible economic management. My attention has been drawn to yet another baseless and misleading claim circulating about an alleged $1.7 million single-source procurement contract approved by me. The claim is completely false and should be disregarded. Let me state clearly and categorically, I have not approved any procurement since I took office as minister. My focus remains on ensuring transparency, accountability, and responsible economic management in the best interest of Ghana, he wrote. Now, moving straight to some sports this morning, Black Stars forward Iñaki Williams has reacted after ending his goal drought for Ghana's national men's football team after promising to do so. In the lead-up to the Ghana's 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier against Chad, the Athletic Bilbao forward promised to end the goal drought that stretched back to November 2023 that had him score his debut goal for Ghana in a 1-0 win over Madagascar. Against Chad in the World Cup qualifier played on Friday, March 21st at the Accra Sports Stadium, Iñaki Williams scored in Ghana's 5-0 win that sent the Black Stars to the summit of Group 1. Ghana takes on Madagascar in another World Cup qualifiers Monday, March 24. The 30-year-old forward scored his second goal for Ghana with a header in the 32nd minute of a Kingsley Schindler cross to give Ghana a 2-0 lead. Williams' debut goal also came via a headed effort. He was also captured on tape expressing his excitement about honoring his promise to score against Chad. Now, moving straight to some showbiz. This morning, the National Theatre of Ghana would host a special event to honor the life and legacy of Mauli Yao Semafor, celebrating his immense contribution to the performing art. Titled A Night to Remember Mauli Yao Semafor, the event will take place Thursday, March 27th at 6 p.m. That's 6:30 p.m. at the main auditorium of the National Theatre. Mauli Semafor passed away Thursday, February 20 at the Rich Hospital after succumbing to injuries sustained in a fire incident. Known for his exceptional acting skills, both on stage and in films, Semafor featured in several productions, including Harvest of 17, A Stab in the Dark, Escape of Love, Like Cutting Twins, and The Good Old Days, The Love of AA. The tribute night will bring together key features of figures from Ghana's Arts and Culture Center to reflect on Semovo's impact and celebrate his invaluable contribution to theater and performance. The event would include performances, tributes, and storytelling sessions honoring a man whose dedication shaped the country's performing arts landscape. And that's how we draw curtains on the Daybreak News on Ghana Talks Radio. Log on to www.ghanatalksradio.com for more of these stories. The news was read by Awin Temi Akansukum. I say thanks so much for making time. Do have a good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
it's another brand new week and a brand new day. Good morning, my name is Pakwesi Omare. This is Ghana Talks Radio as we welcome you on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. It's been quite a short, long weekend for some of us and some of you. I don't know how your weekend went, but I learned in some spaces that people like AC and the others had a very brilliant weekend, because I saw how they reviewed the newspapers this morning with such enthusiasm, and I've got to say that they're also looking beautiful. Look at Regina's new hair, look at Debbie's clothes. I mean, hey Debbie, see Debbie designer. Wow, man. Scanaba, ne party or power on counter. Yeah, mra. And Essie is looking dashing as always. Essie, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Omari.
Essie.
Yes.
It's a brand new week. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I like your shirt.
Oh, thank you. A friend of mine got it for me.
Is it card? I think you're saying.
Enyebia.
I'm right here what shirt.
Yeah, so a friend of mine, Raj, he got it for me. Nice shit.
Oh, it's
and my watch
nice.
too. He got it for me.
Is it your birthday?
My birthday is on Thursday, but
so pre-birthday.
Pre-birthday.
Yeah, the proper
Yeah, so shout out to Raj wherever you are this morning. Thanks for the shirt and the watch as well.
Is it a girl or boy?
Oh, Raj, Kwabena. Hey, yes,
I need to look at.
Good morning to our beautiful listeners as well, wherever you are tuning in this morning, listening to us. Let's hear from you on all our social media platforms at Ghana Talks Radio, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Also on our WhatsApp platform 0202544614, 0202544614. And summer CC weekend,
Hello.
now I want to blend more of the tree with brofono because that no be say until and you munyana no mute brofo. And so brofo.
We should learn to say it in a local dialect.
Ghana here.
Ghana we day.
Yeah. But we'll be getting to the conversations very soon with our guest panel, Mr. Archer Bexon, who will be joining us very soon. But before then, I don't think we can go a day on this show without speaking of Galamsey.
Yes.
And yesterday we all heard the unfortunate news where some illegal miners have ambushed the Forestry Commission's response team.
Yeah.
Subsequently slashing one man's knee with a machete.
And he's actually fighting
for his life. And when we talk about these things, people think you are just being hard on a government who just resume power and all, but it's not about that. It's about where we are with this particular Galamsey fight.
Yeah.
And if I should rank our aggressiveness towards this fight, 1 to 10, we are at 0.7.
Really?
See, if you dig how deep this corrupt, illegal activity has wrought into, and how we are just dilly-dallying around it, you realize that we are not serious as a country. We are joking. Our land minister, president, whoever, they are joking. What will it take to deploy military men on Galamsey sites? They should tell us.
But I think the previous governments did.
And we all heard what Professor Frimpong Watson's report brought out. He said those were a sham. They deployed them for public sympathy. Then people went there Operation Galam Stop or whatever. 2 days after, did we ever hear them again?
No.
And the Galamseyers came on tape, on record, saying that these people you bring to us, they come here to take bribes from us. So in fact, they are all corporates, if you should put it to.
Corrupt.
So what are we doing?
Well, the issue of Galamsey has become a very big crisis for the country. And I feel like we are being very reluctant dealing this crisis.
Do you think it's about reluctancy?
I feel we are. I don't know if we are not using the right channel to actually curb this issue, because we've heard stories where some political officials and big businesses actually involved in this. So what are they doing to these people?
Do you know the funny thing? You see why I was being hard just now on the Minister of Lands and Resources. You deploy people to go and arrest the miners those who are just finding ways to survive,
Yeah.
you arrest them. And you come out to say yesterday that any politician who is involved in Galamsey will be named and shamed.
Just named and
That
shamed.
is a shame on the minister.
Just named and shamed.
That is a shame on the minister. Will be named and shamed.
It shouldn't
Are
be
they
just named and shamed.
are they special than those you arrest on site?
At least they should even consider the number of lives that have been lost in terms of reporters, the officials you even send them to go and arrest people, and someone is actually in the hospital as and now struggling for their lives. You need to consider all of this. Naming and shaming is not going to do anything.
What is that going to do?
What is naming and shaming?
I mean, I am
mentioned your
getting-
name. So and so shame.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I am mining gold, diamond, or whatsoever, which at the end of the week, I know I'm getting not less than $2 million out of it, approximately. Let me put it that way. And you come and name and shame me,
Name and
that's what
shame.
lets me stop.
Oh, come on, let's be serious. Let's be serious as a country.
Someone's father, someone's brother, somebody's son
It's actually struggling for their life.
for their lives right now,
And you say you name and shame.
slashed in the knee by a machete. And you are talking about naming and shaming. And this is why I don't, these people, what is their name? Those they trained last week.
the blue
Whatsoever.
the blue water people.
That is what I don't even consider it as a measure against Galamsey.
It should be military, not blue water people.
See,
This is
the-
marine spirit.
the Forestry Commission's response team has been under training for months, some for years. Even them are getting ambushed by Galamseyers. And this blue whatsoever 4 days, 4 weeks training.
How equipped are they?
Ask again.
How equipped are they? See, we are joking as a country when it comes to this issue of Galamsey.
Look, we used to be sitting on a time bomb, but right now it is no more sitting on it. The bomb has exploded.
Yeah.
The bomb has exploded. We are just yet to hear the sound of it, and the sound is what is rupturing, gradually coming.
Yeah.
We saw pictures of them in military uniforms.
Yes.
Galamseyers.
Yes.
In military. Where did they get it from? Look at the
Exactly.
rifles they were holding.
Exactly. So that should tell you that even those that you've even sent out to go and
What can they do?
they are even corrupted.
Look at their muzzles. Look at their muzzles. And you are telling me this my people like me now are going to fight these people. How, Charlie? The NDC is being disappointing in the fight of Galamsey. I'm not going to mince words. They are being very, very disappointing. Unless they want to tell us that they are also culprits. They made us understand that the previous administration had a hand. They were feeding off the Galamsey. That's why they couldn't fight it. So if you're also not being able to fight it, then you're also feeding off it. You are feeding off it.
I think we should give them some time.
There is not that. This is where we are getting it wrong. There is no time. See, there is no time.
Because
Obi nine na ye this kan ye twan. Ye twan nine. On to me nanti biem. If care is not taken. And see adwuma o ye de hwe ne ma ene na busua no. Sesi ase adwuma obe de akoye. Why na ba be hwe na busua ma no? So there is no time. The president is the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Army, the military. The president has executive powers to usher any command, and it will take effect right after it is said. As of 2020, how many military personnel did we have? About 16,200.
yeah.
So you are telling me just 5,000 of them can't be deployed? Say Ghana why o man be ne na eku. Ya bo ye ho ban fi o man be ho. Ya bo de so ye nya soldiers ahen wo so sesi a ye ka say bia yinum be attack enti no. We are fighting them. That you can deploy 5,000 soldiers on Galamsey site. Site be enu Galamsey ene omo Sanko for reference omo Talibans edu 1,000. Side be no omo 200 ko omo 100. And I am telling you that 50 well-trained army officers that we have in this Ghana, that's even army pay. We have 16,200. The Navy is not in, the Air Force is not in. So if we've deployed all these people to every Galamsey side that we know, we've heard of, there is no time. Time now near one a tremu last 2 years. So if we are talking about time, we are actually behind time 3 years. We are behind. Now our fight we are starting in 2022. So say we're in 2025. So we are behind time 3 good years. Look at how emboldened these people have become. First, no, now you take Galamsey side, now police for na soldier for akwa. Omujo omutus go no omejani. Right now, do you know what they do?
Now
they put up barricades.
Yeah.
Put their watchdogs there. Now mu jina okuta tu wudu as we ya bema betwem. That is how emboldened they've become. That is how emboldened they've become. The government is joking. NDC mu di agro. NDC mu di agro. My well wishes to the man who is being injured and his family. I mean, this is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. You are here with us on Ghana Talks Radio, and yes, we are back and getting underway with the conversations. As fortunately and luckily for us, we have our guest in and ready to speak on these issues with us. Good morning, Ms. Ojere.
Good morning, PK.
Yeah, how was your weekend?
Oh, God has been good.
We thank God.
His mercies has been extremely awesome over our lives. Our weekend wasn't that bad.
Great.
A bit here and there, but
Sure.
then in all, He has seen us through for a fresh beginning of the week. So we are almost thankful and always thankful.
Oh, okay.
For His mercies over our lives.
We thank God. We thank God. Getting underway with the conversations. Last week, we heard some stories of the National Security Authority raiding the house of the former Bank of Ghana's governor, in the person of Mr. Addison.
Yeah, but Ernest
Addison. They raided his house. It brought so many controversial assertions. People think that the current administration is on a witch hunt because it seems every appointee that is no more in power, they are going after them. People think some of these raidings are unwarranted. People think it's lawless and all. And that's not the first time. We saw the former finance minister's house being raided. Yeah. We saw national security pick up some people right at the airport on the arrival into the country, and all these things. I mean, what is going on?
Thank you. Good morning once again.
Yeah.
Greetings to your beautiful Sinam. Yeah. Ever beautiful Sinam.
Ever beautiful.
And then your cherished listeners and viewers.
Sure.
You know, let me just pick it up from where you just ended. Witch hunting. But if you are a witch, definitely they should hunt for you.
But are they witches?
Yeah, if you are a witch, you should be hunted. But you see, let us also not lose sight of the fact that we are a democratic nation.
Yeah.
This is not a banana republic.
Sure.
Whereby you can do things anyhow, how you feel like. it's a country governed by laws. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
National security will never downplay the work that you guys do, even behind the scenes and even in the scenes.
Okay.
Very explicit kind of work that you guys are delivering for this nation.
Yeah.
But by and large, even if the previous administration was using the same national security to do things untoward, today you've been given the mandate. Why are you not correcting the wrongs? And they are following same pattern.
But the pattern they are using, that's where the controversy really is.
Yes.
Do you think they are doing things without the law backing it? They are doing it.
That's why I'm saying that we are not in a state of republic, a banana republic. We are in a democratic dispensation. Intimojuma na mo is worth it, but you can't go contrary to the dictate of what the law stipulates in your scheme of work.
So far,
are you getting it? Look at Richard Jakpa. He's synonymously getting bad name for himself.
In what sense?
You are the one leading the charge operations at the national security. What you say?
Yeah.
Sebi, you go to like the law warrants you to carry on your responsibilities without any fear or favor. But after the operation, look at some of the things that come up. You go to the former governor's house with your team, and afterwards you see Sikaira, Jiweri Saira. But Okateche Frifa goes to write an exam, whatever, on his way coming. You ambush him, Rambo style, you pick him up here and there. You see, you visit the former finance minister's house. But remember that we are in a country which is governed by laws. You can do this same operation in a more diplomatic manner to get the results that you want than people wanting and feeling as if, say, Ghana is not safe anymore. Why should that be? But that's why I said earlier that if we are witch, you should be hanged. Some office and Crawford have done things untoward. And I said they've done things that are not worth it. And within the ambit of the law, you are allowed to operate. But operate and operate professionally.
Operate and operate professionally, as Mr. Beckson puts it. But Beck, here's the question.
Sure.
Here's the controversy. These operations that we've seen go on from by the national security, have we seen them gone contrary to the law in terms of how they operate?
You see, I know I've not really taken the pain to dive much into how their scheme of operations are. But ideally, if you should have a search warrant. Are you getting it? The courts of competent jurisdiction must give you that enough room to go and have such operation.
Okay.
But if you say, you know, let us not downplay this, because maybe today it is Okateche Frifa, tomorrow it can be you. Okay. Because we are all in the media fraternity. Yeah. And if you say, you are sitting behind the console, what can be a anya buying there, and they'll come after you in this kind of Rambo style. Are you getting it? They'll come after you in this kind of Rambo. So a human, like I'm saying, you are mandated to operate, but you have dictates in the law how you should go about things. The same but you get the same Ghanaians also, because they think that but you are doing things with impunity. Okay. You are neglecting what is in the law. Okay. That's mandate you to go about with your work.
Okay. Sorry.
So you think they were not given? They don't have proper warrants to go and then.
But listen, why? Even if why would the majority leader come to the floor of parliament to come and render an unqualified apology to the former finance minister?
You see, right
if
after
things were properly done,
right after that was done, I think he did that in response to the minority leaders press conference, because as at then, I don't think the much details were given out of the operation yet. So right after his apology, his unqualified apology, as we put it, we see the Deputy Attorney General also come out with a statement that the operation was warranted by the Supreme Court and by the Attorney General's office.
You see, PK, I'm not downplaying the fact that they shouldn't go about their work. Until I make us say, but a choir will fast to the Jumano. Nobody said, I did away and a consuano. Nemo, and who know maybe at the back account on Bema. Sabi, submit to it, what on Safrem and I'm a bar. I am Saran or to a friend. Or the force Baby Gum Hankofa, and the same and Saran or to a friend.
But Beck, this was a raid. This wasn't, let's say, an arrest. It was a raid.
Like a surprise visit.
And that is what a raid should be like.
Yes, you shouldn't be informed.
These people are working on
you
intelligence.
You see, let me tell you, PK, then to make us say we shouldn't downplay the work of the national security.
Okay.
We shouldn't downplay it. Both behind the scene and then on the scenes, they do a lot.
Sure.
And they act on intelligence. And remember that a person is proven guilty by a competent court of jurisdiction. Into acquire this Rambo style, Massiska, now the person is innocent. Look at the kind of embarrassment and the disgrace you've given to the person. And we must watch unto you. When your money what you misappropriate state fund or whatever, they reserve the exclusive right to come after you based on the intelligence at their disposal.
So probably they operated based on the intelligence. And in fact, one of the things that has been clarified so far after this operation is that the BOG, the governor, had a secret spy material in his home. That is linked to the Bank of Ghana office. Secretariat. Spying on them. So probably they worked, they had this intelligence. If they had told him that this and that, do you think that material will still be in place by the time they go there?
PK, point well made. But some of these things might be, so to put it, the last time I checked, I haven't been the PRO for national security, so I can't speak for them.
Sure.
But I will also speak as an ordinary Ghanaian.
Yeah.
You know, some of these things, like I said, they act on intelligence.
Yeah.
And to see a back court, baby, maybe the said gadget or whatever was meant for different purposes all over.
I mean,
so then Mguasia would be the former governor.
No, I don't think.
And then if it should come to light that true and true, whatever gadget at your disposal to was meant to cause harm to us as a nation, have you also been fair to us? So it is early days yet. Until I make us a new money, you are kind about wage, but here in a professional manner that even when it comes to like the ordinary Ghanaian will say that that's the national security for you.
Don't you think
we are in this country
under profession?
We were in this country when the NPP were doing same.
Beck.
We were in this country when the NPP were doing same, and you see today the table has turned, and they are doing same. The NDC is doing same to them. Until Bissan say, are we building a nation? And now we are building a tit for tat.
Let's look at it.
So their operations is worth it. But a corner more fast sometimes, you know. Because and you see, me fears be or no money be on you. Because being said media and fact say as a media person, as a journalist, a well trained one like your caliber. Now ABR, you have the freedom to express yourself behind the console. No one can be. And national security fees as a more kind, and yet dead. And I say, Ibu Aban who or whatever. Maybe about a time or Rambo style. I feel you ever come next and say, are you getting it? Maybe I will never be an impediment to their work anytime, any day. Because they are supposed to work. They are supposed to pick intels. They are supposed to pick information. Remember that, say, Omojumano Oma is successful. They will be chaotic in this country.
Okay. Let's delve in, because it's the entire raid that has been going on that we are looking at, not even only
the Bank of
Ghana. You brought about Okatachie's own.
Very well.
In the early mornings of that day, we learned, Okatachie has been raided, has been picked up, this and that. Later in the day, it came to clarification that Okatachie was actually invited. So he wasn't just picked up, or as we put it, the Rambo style. He was invited and he went there. So don't you think there is a propaganda state of misinformation also at play here? Because this Bank of Ghana's allegedly money being stolen. Why hasn't he actually made a report of it? Because there's a police institution here.
Yeah, because I feel he should have come out himself. But why must it be the minority leader to come and say that himself?
There's a country of law.
Moreover, according to information and clarification, his lawyer was actually present when the raid was made.
You see,
he was actually under the information that he's been under investigation, and so any time at all, anything could happen.
Anything could happen.
The raid actually happened early in the morning, but look at the time the minority leader put up a statement around in the later days of the day.
Yeah.
The later hours of the day.
You see, Piquet, and I'm in my earlier submission, I said it. Say, a jumano ought to be done. The job ought to be done. Oh yeah, witcher. I say a banner by which until Yadoba now be in same phobiano.
Yeah.
Because Oba be sumo mine.
Yeah.
Now one say you came to do things on your personal kind of. You came to serve a nation.
Yeah.
So if a new government has taken over and he thinks in the books per his information at disposal,
yeah,
ABCD couldn't sit well. He needs to call upon you to come and answer certain questions.
Okay.
That is allowed within the ambit of the law.
Sure.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Intimidate, my worry here is say you need banana republic. We are in a country that is governed by laws. So let us not do things na fear chance here by Sunday apology ya de bre ya ho ya ho. Ni oye na wanya ni no famra kwanso na fa ni gina mra no na mra ni ndi.
Okay.
That is the little I can say in relation to this. Because national security, you can never guard their work. They must go out and do their work. And honestly, let me tell you, I've had the opportunity to work a bit around the Jakpa.
Okay.
He's a fine gentleman, but he doesn't downplay his work.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
He's a fine gentleman. Prior to the election, many know maybe one or two places.
Okay.
He's a one fine gentleman. He's very highly in depth in the things he does. So good morning, Mr. Japa. Very good friend. Anytime he sees me here, then he'll be smiling, and he had a name that he calls me then. So you see, Oye Nejuma. But some of these things ought to be done and then be done well. What I say?
Yeah.
Ejuma na Oye no. But sometimes you be we na a chance a chin semni we na because me say no fee say me any oma bi na manye ya fa me koko gina mbra no na mbra ne me ndi entity. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
But say quite say bi ene tumi aba enti ye di tumi ne ye any oma bi just to satisfy homes and caprices. The ordinary Ghanaian will speak out.
The ordinary Ghanaians will speak out, is he?
So what better way do you think the operation could have been?
No, I'm not saying I can't teach them their work better. They know better than I do. They know better than I do. But no money be on baby when I be raise the talk of the day, you know. Is it worth it? So they know better. Some of this they know better. And I make us say, you see, why? Say bibi na why mpono wanye ni ya. Me tell me to me bukum for. Who am I to pass judgment on you? Until say mrano be corner e say the way esinam ye wasn't in accordance with the law until esiafom. But rather than that, I shouldn't be in a haste to crucify you. Not tell ko jina mrano be we na esikrasa edin bone e de bone na anya sana.
Have we seen anyone being crucified yet?
He said,
have we seen anyone being crucified yet?
But Jakpa is the one leading operations here.
Yeah.
And he has been in the news for all the bad things you can imagine. But he's also doing his work. He's supposed to do his work as so to put the chief operations officer at the national security.
Okay.
And like I told you, he's a fine gentleman. He knows what he's about.
We should give him the benefit of the doubt to work for now until everything is settled. Then we see whether he did the right thing or the wrong.
That is it.
Before we can hit him.
I'm not getting the well, but ejumana no ye no. Na mum no o makasa bebre na e wo ho no. Embra from kakra. Now almost we na ejumana.
The kasa too.
And that's why I'm asking that. So what better way do you think they could have done so to prevent this kasa bebre?
Yeah.
You get me?
And one thing we've realized about this kasa is also that it's always emanating from a point of propaganda.
Yeah.
Because anything they say after much clarification, we get to realize it wasn't even so.
Yeah.
Okatechie was picked up. No, he was invited. Mr. Addison has been mishandled. He wasn't. In fact, his lawyer was there. Even the Attorney General said that he went to where Addison was to make sure he's being treated fairly with his family, and everything was on point.
Then PK, if I'm going by this analogy of you, then it means The national security haven't done anything wrong.
So the controversy around it.
And as an ordinary Ghanaian, I'll fail to accept that. Say they've not done anything wrong. Are you getting it?
Why will you fail to accept that?
Because my point is, Sabi, ABR, you think say the former governor or your name be on top of that?
Yeah.
Don't you have an appropriate means to handle things? Why should you go and do your normal constitutional work? Never you and everybody is complaining about it.
But
because internet maker said for me some of these things it is early days yet. Because manipano code nambrano ntitimu. Mran Titim say, Charlie Papa will cause a financial loss. Jackpa will be vindicated. Not even Jackpa alone, the entire national security will be vindicated. So it is two sides of the coin.
But we all know he actually caused financial loss. For that one, we know. For a fact.
For me,
he printed monies that wasn't supposed to be.
For me, agreed. It is an allegation, an allege. Yemfa ninjina mbrano. Na it's sabi, me too. What about to say wakoko auto ekura kutaminsem den. Still I'm only a suspect. Until say the boko akojina court mamra na bu abom say there be akoko yekuta we there e piki akoko enti waboko no. So it is a lie.
Akoko re bia no koma ha no. Obedi kind of sutura ma judgment na.
Wakoko de kura me kura is an allege say me wia but wo mra mu ni wia e fa go na court. Na emra no me ntiti. I think say by and large the national security is doing fantastic job. They are coming after the people that they think they are witch and they must bring them witch unto them. Inform na you make it progress as a nation. But let there be decorum in the work that we do. Because look, President His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is the Commander-in-Chief of Ghana Armed Forces. Yeah. Obetumi akasene by 12 o'clock the whole Ghana in ayenda. On the 2 minutes umpo better. Yeah. Until maybe some say because 2 minutes be do one until be anyhow. You must operate within the remit of the law. That is the point I'm saying.
Okay. SC is still not fine with.
I know that this morning my contribution is sounding controversial in the years of SC, and I can side with it. You see, I'm privy to certain things that I think I must be mindful how so that is why I'm trying to go the level I'm going. Okay. You understand? Okay. Because Obia no be guilty until so the kojina mbranim. Sure. Look, no makoso. Things have happened over time. Yeah. So looking at the agency about we person or prove it to Ghana and say Charlie no man ko ye no. It's deserving of it. Okay. But show one farm rakwan so anye nya na ebe kan say because to me about 70 and also odi to me no dey any masa. Okay. Are you getting it? Yeah. Because you have had the goodwill of the people, and the goodwill is a fabra besumom. Remember the same goodwill and so embambe dane another thing all over against you. Intimacy, me see omunyo mojuma, devoid of favor or whatever. Do the work. Na emum no ma ejuma no emfakasa because a time a koso and people were not happier. And I said, come fast, so yeah, no. And because remember NPP's regime, the life of Jinapo and some few people too, they were mishandled by this same national security. And people have to come and talk about it. It's not proper. Why born poor fan? That's a level so the same. Are you getting it? Okay. We should grow as a nation, correct our wrongs, get it right. Let's deal with everybody because Ghana. Say kasa ya tutu enoma ya, there is no need that as a nation as a kokobobosia because the resources at our disposal should be more than enough to take care of us as a nation. Okay. But because of mismanagement and then the way people do things with impunity because they think say to me abomunsem and I said to me Ghana for the to me more some time ago. So let us amass what? Yemfa yen sabinku ni ensani fa ndidi. O yes na okwa. Fofo na obeba nso be ma Ghana fo hu. On be hu osu ni pabone. So it is what they are doing. Nemum no. Mama yamambra ni nyejuma. Yamfambra ni nyejuma na yenja say bibie ni ebede who because an American me to invite him na me ba. Ni apese o kan obeka kire me. Ubegum handcuff. E de menam social media obi am say hey political analyst na bra wakoboni ne you have still gained the attention you deserve. Sure. By yebeko mbe wie na bia I am innocent of the search charges you gave me. You have defamed me. Defamation of character. And the internet never forget.
Sure.
No matter how level or how high I might go, the internet will still have it there.
But
the time came, you were. Are you getting it?
But don't you think that even if, let's say, today you've been raided, it's defamed you, as we put it, after it's been clarified, there will come another statement which states clearly that, it was a wrong cause against him. So that will also be there for the future clarification.
To the end, the right precon. Now they be am I wrong then?
So that's where it's question, which I am inclined to align with right now, comes in. In what ways do you think would be the right manner for them to go about this whole?
Or they shouldn't raid at all. They should invite them.
It's not a matter of inviting them. And I make us say, "Oh, come, I'm running chile do am carry on with Juma." How they should go about their work. So the raid too is part of their modus operandi. Is it part?
It is.
Okay.
Yes, because I feel.
And then let's leave it within this Rambo style that things are happening.
But it's not. I don't know why we try to put a raid under the Rambo style pedestal.
Yeah, I feel like it's mishandled the person.
Exactly. There's not mishandling. In fact, the man was comfortably seated.
And so what they did was to search.
Do you remember the most powerful man on earth?
Who?
The president of US.
Trump.
His home was once raided by the FBI. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that story.
Was it a wrong move? Did you ever hear people bashing the FBI that why will you raid a home of?
But PK, you see, I want to give my reservation on some of these things, you know, because I have a stance. I've made my stance open around it, and I understand the sentiment that is coming from Esinam and then your very self. They are working with work.
Yeah,
but never disagree with how they go about it. As an open Ghanaian, I will vehemently come out.
Okay. As an open Ghanaian, I will also understand you perfectly, because I'm only speaking for the people who had controversies around these things. I haven't made a stance on my own yet, but I mean, maybe in the coming years I might have to.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next topic for the discussion. One woman has been on a rampant tour, media tour. In the opposition
like
party.
wildfire.
Me flyers too be bakona our interview has 7:45. Bakon's no interview has 8 o'clock. So I was like, hey, I don't like
15 minutes.
So yes, I just have.
She's cooking.
Charlie, the kitchen I had trending. And the funny thing is, she's not cooking against Obia or no any party. So in fact, Friday, wouldn't send interviews or when you want to me uncle.
Yeah,
because party members echo blocking the coin when you fear him. Say I'm my own. And later in the day, we realized that she's been sanctioned by the party's disciplinary committee.
And the question is it worth it?
Is it worth it? That's the question.
Piggy, you see, you're saying your mind na obomofo call a phone no who about can feel. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
In the 8th parliament, you know.
Yeah.
Member of parliament be no was suffer humiliation more than that you asafwa.
Wow.
This woman has been humiliated, forgetting the good things that even she has done for the good people of Domiko Abenya's constituency. The whole Ghana was after her, including my very self.
Wow. Why were they after her?
And then,
what did she do to deserve such?
Because we were thinking that why should you neglect your constituents? Now, what was she abrochiri? What I said. Now, was she also answer now to I am proud to Agroba Mboba Park and so based on some of these TikTok videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
neglecting the good people that queue to vote for you to come and do their bidding in parliament. Now you are doing your personal things. But then I may come be say, in your ma obomofoko fomo hina no the Bible thing. The woman has been vilified, she has been humiliated in the 8th parliament, all in the name of things that they think she didn't do it right. Okay. But the question is, what exactly did she do? Because even for the baby brain is not about her personal thing. It is about the happenings in the party.
In the party.
Okay.
The happenings in the party. So I'm happy one MP came up, OPK, Imprice MP, or say, Oma Adjusafo Edibim, because Omumu baby no bunu come for. But then or status or kind of side of the story no. Omo who say they almost didn't. Remember, NPP has gotten a humiliation defeat. That is what the NPP had in the just ended election. Ghana for Guomanimas ye said ye can't sema. Guomanimas ye
Poto.
That's the word. Poto. Due to some of these happenings that Adjusafo is saying today.
Yeah.
Wow.
But Bisan Huse party Ghana for rejected overwhelmingly. Now say who go through the healing process, give people room to vent their anger. Because the more they are speaking their heart out, we are all going through the healing process. Now even Niawaye Tianipana also represented the views and the voices of most of the masses. Oh Gagano, oh JFK, oh the letter about to Abonting, say Mubian Kasa, say, look, where lies the freedom of speech in the party? The life of Arocha, Peter Lajete, NPP of yesterday, no, and then another Obedi General Secretary. Also, you are come to pretend some of these things. Allow the woman to speak, because the party is going through a healing process. No more be over time. Do you think that Ghanaians never appreciated some of the good things that the NPP did? They could have considered you going forward. Now, more selfish, and I didn't sit well with many of the Ghanaians. No? That is why this portal defeat came. So allow her. Let her speak her heart out. Now, besides, and I see only washing the dirty linens of the party outside. No, but you see, before you were aware. If that is what the party fine, it is a way to go.
Okay.
But men gageni pano. Because time no the whole Ghana who say Adjusafo in Pabone we ja ukro for and eso ba no be vote on no be my na de we ya to abama way. Look what you was going through. Most of you, the hierarchy of the party, you are very much aware. But you fail to come out, to come and let us know the reality of what is happening at the woman's end. And always making the whole Ghana vilify this woman as being the evil one. But
Beck, before we move on, or you even move on with your submission, in terms of AB and Ifiasem and the service to the nation, do you think she was in the right to make it conflict? Because Nipana was no matter what we only plan to there was ever, but once you take a public stand to be a public servicer, there is nothing like an excuse of me fear. If she felt that way, why didn't she resign? I don't know if you are getting me.
PK, understood your point.
Oh, sir, I had the SCN because your boss and the kind.
No, it's not because.
You see,
and it's not like I'm trying to be inconsiderate.
And then
well, I think you are being inconsiderate.
No, see, I think Ghanaians would have preferred that with what was happening to her, what she felt could limit the service she owes to the Ghanaian people, very much to her constituents. Then she should have just resigned.
So are you trying to tell me that?
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, don't worry.
If you are sick That's not going to happen. If you fall sick, what manager is you are sick, and then manager is considering, how am I even supposed? If you are sick, you've fallen sick, and then you've told manager that you are ill. Here lies the case. You can't come to office and come and deliver your duty as a presenter. And then he's like, he doesn't care. What he needs is that the work is done. Would you be happy to hear that from him?
Honestly, it's not even dependent on manager to even say that in the first place. Do you know what I will do?
What would you do?
My sickness, which is my personal whatever, should not in any way conflict with what I owe my company, the service I owe to them. So the best thing I will do is this: manager, looking at how sick I am, I don't think I can deliver to the best of what I am able to do. So please, I want to take some time off to heal myself. I want to let AC stand in for me until I get better.
Okay.
If manager should say that media men found my scene this and this, and I come out to say it, who will you be sided on?
But I think that was what.
Who will you be sided? She didn't do that.
But no, PK.
Are you sure she
let
didn't
me tell
do
you,
that?
She didn't.
Let me tell you, PK, in her submission, all these things she brought them to bear.
That she
Party
told
hierarchy were very much aware of
They
things.
were aware.
She followed
Let's
due
not-
process and protocols within the party.
Because
to
how
make
can you leave
and not only
parliament just like
very
that?
interesting, and baby, I'm probably me sympathy more on say. In the midst of Nyaonube go through, we had another MP go through same, and you guys were able to manage it. And I made talk of the day. I remember that even when Adjuma went, Adjuma was not on standstill. The job was still in progress. Adjuma BSO was being done. Developmental drive agenda within his constituency were being done. He was still making sure that contracts were awarded. Adjuma be air coso. But ABI on the house, on the floor of parliament, and he also contributed to maybe parliamentary discourse here and there. The job was being done. And then I make us say, look, Oyedin, because ABI he meant well for the party at that time. So and then office said this is the opportune time. No, can I say my no non-venting anger. Me let them look. The rule of natural justice say give people a fair hearing. Why are we gagging the woman? Why are we not giving her a fair hearing? What you say?
Yeah.
She has gone through a lot too. The addresser for that became a messiah for MPP then times, sweeping the majority of votes for them. At that time, they were hailing her. Young girl, she vote all day back. Anyway, even along the, I think 2016 or so, she even made them aware that Charlie, no, Abana Somu or baby, because he vote in be, you know, she made them conscious of some of it, and she became a heroine. But say no. No money baby I was from Nasa and no so Danedy. Say this is my party. This is the NPP that Nadoli the life of Dankwa Buzia Dombo lady alive went through the thick and thin to make it a party today. Nasa Neno. Now I'm go through over time. I have the opportunity. Let me let Ghanaians know. What's the young garden? What the letter about to about things
Some people are also asking. I don't ask her then. I will fast and name Munina. Why am I born to America?
PK.
Nefeya, money power na. Obia bue fumu party no. And now the open say, what set yourself aside? Say what the na one shada and can your question.
PK, in everything you must always think about the timing. Get the timing. Sebi, I'm not diverting. Okata chief a frifa. I am sometimes. I am not as strong like sometimes, you know, this social media. Also, or a deep blue, or MPP me 2 and 2. But so on why the confidence in Poso Caso a deep blue. She no more a MPP abai. Demonstrations here and there. Even in one breath, Crampono Kuta and San all bo Akufo Adudia. But it's an MPP because he thought some of the wrongs were not worth it at that time. So or true or not party in any. Maybe
they were in power.
Yeah, they were in power.
Okay.
MPP was in power.
Okay.
Boken Foyata Bia, Buru Akufo Adudia, let my vote count. Like a whole lot of this pressure group in Ade. He was the one that led the charge against his very party. Good. The MPP that he said that he's a proud MPP, is a true blue.
Good.
Or yet or no Bayon at that time.
Yeah.
And he said, no officer or can't say million ko year, and not the Okoto the budget.
So
you see, maybe Adjoa was waiting for the appointed time. He didn't want to use the Okateche's approach as at that time. Until the Maminjai, let's leave the changing scenes of life. Ye fi sa sin ni mua ne wom no na mesoma babeka. You can't fault it because Okanenra, it will still make the relevance and the impact she had wanted to make. One can and that's Okanenra, it makes the same. And we are by no. So it's about the timing. She has thought that the timing is now. And remember that the party is going to rebuilding.
Yeah.
Are they really rebuilding?
They are going to rebuilding, restructuring, whatever. As you are going through the healing process, Sanyoma will gladly welcome them and get it right. Because nipa no can kasa boashe. No look. Because woman the coin up can hear deal we are. Is there that she can call her followers that look now no near say can be ayaka. Yeah, na ya venting out. Party ni no why the necessary corrections. So all hands on deck. Let go all out, work our heart out to go and recapture power. Ohono bia de ani jene and can be the baba on board. But o can say now the cry time ba o threaten we na adwa ugu e party say obey now the silence of the it speaks volume than those who are speaking openly. So allow her to speak. Let's go through the healing process. Just that sometimes and some people are efficient. So you should know the ones that should come in the public domain and the one that at least your question could come to me account. Because are you telling me the NDC in Senusi? A lot is happening. A lot. But look at how professional they are managing their internal thing. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So, and Sister Adjoa, my beautiful Adjoa, we are happy because Sebi. Sen council amba me count side of the story. Okay, mu be you kum for that. But and then also church on same na am ya bet senior ma biase. Enya nkwampo per se.
Yeah.
Ni anoma ni bia koso a NPP, the very party a bebre na bre na omdo mba power no. People business that they came to collapse here and there. And let's of na edin and they are hurt. And so when you be not somebody is leading the crusade. Speaking their hearts out on some of the ordeals they went through. Charlie, let us not gag Adjoa Safwa.
Let's not gag Adjoa. After their defeat on 7th December, the intro poto. We've seen so many people come and speak their hearts out as to why they lost this election. Many of the party hierarchy members have come out to speak. We didn't see any of these gagging and all this backlash and all. Why Adjoa Safo? I said because they feel that she had a hand in it. So why is she trying to? Is that the motive behind it? Because in fact, Adjoa might be the last person to do it.
Yeah.
So why her?
You see, my secondary school teacher, Lawyer Fifi Bockman, who also currently is the member of parliament for Kwesimintin constituency in Takrade. He told us something in the days when we were in secondary school. So Kotusa and Krofumi no kwa. Bisa wanda ended up as MC. And yet there was so what that boom something happened.
Yeah.
And that is what has necessitated whatever we are witnessing today. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Things have happened. Look, and I make us say if Adjoa is going back memory lane and some of the things in the Okana, they think that no money be saying we trust that Argentina. Well, onto a nipa, no money be a koswa ya. What I say, and obunani go so.
Yeah.
Say be a e be a party who don't see. Let's make progress. What I say, and at the end of the year, that's anya we are in jail fire.
Okay.
Because the pin ne war, won't come aji. Just say won't it? Yeah, the war not come aji. Just after the other account. What I say. So no has happened. Neoma has happened. Over time, things have happened. Look, she no constituency yo. Ne papa nkro like look, the Domiko Abenya there no. It's a whole Apostle Kojo Safo army.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I say?
Yeah.
The name calling, papa, why, say, me, a lot of things. A barrier has to endure some of all these things to rally the party, rally the people in the constituency, make MPP attractive. Sanoma we necessary over time. That's and then pin now one on us or come Ajia. We say, I then I will come. You didn't come, keep quiet and so far. There be. NTPK. We are building a nation, you know, because you see, whatever happens in the political space, transfer and then the rippling effect, you know, is the bigger picture, which becomes the people in the country.
Okay.
So we should be concerned the things that are happening in NPP.
Okay.
Because dakro, almost will come and take the realms of affair.
Wow.
It's a normal question and yet. Let us Ghanaians, let's be interested in what is happening.
Okay.
In the same vein, let's be interested in the things that are happening in the NDC. Because take it or leave it, until a third force shows itself mighty, it's always the elephant and the umbrella. Until you are AC or both of these sides, as a nation, let's show interest. Let's be concerned. Because of fire.
Okay.
And these are the two strong political parties that our destiny always rests on their shoulders.
Okay.
So we should be mindful and let's show concern things that are happening.
All right.
Say let's add our voices. Let's praise them. When they are getting it wrong, let's push them to correct it right. Because we have only one nation, which is Ghana to build.
Okay.
Now she has been summoned by the disciplinary committee. I find it difficult to pronounce it. She has been summoned. I want to know, like, what did she say wrong?
Auntie, me sure, Obeko, and Okwa, Bibi Okaya and City into my friend, no, it will come out. And you know, even so, or company, the Adjoa who is going through this media tone about the Kanye.
Oh yeah, she will.
So let's
media tone discipline.
Hey.
Now remember that even the time that this directive came out, he still had a radio program. And she was willing to go. Why until they ambush her in the house.
Next morning she was supposed to be at GH1.
You see, I believe MPP law abiding. It's a law abiding political party, and lawyers say be a kukudam and in the four
Adjoa herself is a lawyer.
Yeah, right? She's a lawyer.
A kukudam form and in the forum, kokoshi akwa force. Yeah, it cut across. The Bob no ranks.
Oh, okay.
Are you getting it?
Take it easy.
Yeah, so. So to inside friends because the rule of natural justice is give people a fair hearing. Into the wa friend Adjoa ya friend what kind some ABCD that you are not supposed to say. She also put a defense to make progress. Remember that the party is going through a healing process.
So
the party is going through a healing process.
Do you
the party is going through a healing process. And into Maubia kwan na ne ya odi no nda na di na yen hili ye ho.
Do you think that
na muntumi nya Ghana for anim adom so we consider modernity
the right approach for this whole Adjoa's media tour was for disciplinary action or for an in-house I don't know the right word to use, but okay, in-house engagement with her?
Okay, whether in-house or open house or what I say, there is one purpose we want to achieve. Let's say when all is set and settled. Until yes, no mercy see over time. And I grow my own TB. Oko cry, oko samba. Until who yes, a lot of things has happened. What I say? Yeah. The politics of intimidation, impunity, like political entrenchment. Look, MPP, no more my no. Na ni person amodi omoye party no.
Yeah.
In some way somehow no, bebre na we share that deliberately tie binom na so bobo omoyem what you say. Omo na ye nipa o, and no free party no mo do.
They are still there.
Na sa konya na ba, o rebuild, o regroup, o re-strategize ya. Some profini na no mo kwan.
Beck, do you really think? Okay, I can see the party is on its knees. It's broken. But I am yet to see if they are actually rebuilding, re-strategizing, restructuring, whatever.
Maybe that one too is internal. They're doing that internally.
Oh, but you see, now we are all waiting patiently for Professor Makoko's report, and I don't know whether Seba only making public to all of us. Okay, not making public and Kebebwa, but maybe for reasons best known to them, they might think it shouldn't be in the public domain. Okay. But they will execute whatever recommendation they make to the latter. Remember that even in the 2020 Impuna Omuni, they have to constitute this man Osafuma Force Committee to go into, even though they won, but they think that hey, margin and as for, and so I have report by, but the report wasn't made public.
Okay,
are you getting it? Until said the party is going to let the report come.
Okay,
let them re-strategize or whatever. Let them implement whatever recommendation to the latter. Now, you who the forward march, because if there is peace in NPP, there is peace in Ghana. If there is peace in NDC, there is peace in Ghana. If there is chaotic, by extension, Oman is to be a fair share. Because I'm for the active players in these political parties, they are not staying in Jupiter. They are all in Ghana here.
Sure.
Until near ACBR, the rippling effect as a nation, a fair share. So we can only hope and insist and make sure that they be that will promote the peace of this country, so that Oman children need to contribute to our quota in growing the country.
But do you think that with all this Buhara that is going about with Ajwa Safo, is the is an approach to actually clear her name and then to gain her reputation back? Because here lies the case, you and I mean most Ghanaians have actually sit in their homes and then bash her simply because she failed to play her responsibility as a member of parliament in parliament. Do you think is as a is an approach she's actually using to clear her name as well?
For me, if I am fully approaching part, it is an avenue for her to until I make us me crampo me crucify any what I say. But then I started so church and insane, I have come to side with her, even if not 100% to some extent. What I say until at least once you have the opportunity to clear your name, why not clear your, because she's a politician.
Yes,
or a politician on your suffer. Or a politician.
Okay.
And as a politician, the tag that will be the tag it's either you make the tag positive, because there are so many politicians that you born within waha. Moment I born within unim pabai. Because the negative tag they are to so, and whether they had the opportunity or they didn't take the opportunity to clear their name, and the boss said in a way and throw kushini biana and throw.
Okay.
A tag.
Politicians be doing a share tag also.
Because I think I am a mini studio.
You get 8 million.
Mini studio. I'm not here today.
Do you have 18 million?
I only wanted to ask about I
beg.
I wanted to ask about
they are going to sue the OS. How much for you?
I am not in studio today. I am not in studio today. So it is a good opportunity for her to clear her name going forward. Okay. But maybe as a party, no feel say, clear but a choir on nam so is not sitting well because what has already there is discomfort in the system. It is also when we come to add more salt to the India. Fantini say morty. So let's see how best to go about.
So do you think she should resign after this? After spilling out everything she wants.
But she has made it clear. She's not leaving the party today. That's all kind of crutches.
Afterwards, she's going to mingle with them again.
It is good to speak truth to power.
Yeah.
It is good though to speak truth to power and even in opposition.
Yeah.
because and I make us even part of co-opposition class still they are not learning. I think we leave that discussion for another time. MPP for still haven't learned their mistake. Ghana said they are better alternative to be considered.
Yeah.
Even in opposition, they are still messing up.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? What have they done to warrant this judgment?
You see, yeah, Ghana member, very interesting. And Ghana for when Ghanaians give you power, they expect you to use the power to serve them wholeheartedly. However, the power given you, you want to do things with impunity. You think you are the one that the mandate has been given to. You are the one that you have had the goodwill of the people. So you want to take advantage of the goodwill given or granted you to lord over them or do things that is not worth it.
Okay.
The Ghanaian will keep quiet, pray, go about his normal duties, and only hope for just the 4 years to come, so that he will go back, go and queue in the hot sun, and speak his mind to you, punish you. That is the Ghanaian for you. That is the Ghanaian for you. So, like I said, the politician must always be mindful the thing that you are doing to the ordinary Ghanaian. Okay. You have a day of reckoning. You have a judgment day.
All right.
For them to know and tell you that whatever you did, you pay. You so into your sound so also. So go to your coffee, go to your mother house. Go to the Ghanaians will just let it be known to you.
Still with us on Ghana Talks Radio, this Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Let's hear from you, your views, your comments, whatever you have to contribute to the discussions we're having this morning. Is anything you want to read to us or say to us? Or
I don't have anything to say, but with regards to the Ashjoa Safo issue again, what are they going to do to her? Would they fine her? Would she be asked to maybe resign or something?
I believe that say it's your party the party have its own code of conduct
sanctions,
and then sanctions at every way, because your party man you suspended as part of measures to bring decency and decorum. So I'm come no fee say no money be a one or year no 1 year and party no mra yet to me instituted to instill discipline. They'll go about and then possibly give room for those measures. It will be early days yet. Let them go to the substance of the matter. Whatever recommendation that they will make, thinking that ABCD you did it and never go well, and they were breaching this aspect of the party's constitution, and then the punishment meted for going contrary. We say we are all here.
We are all here. Moving on to the next topic for discussion. We were here in the
PK. I'm not cutting you short. I just want to come in before you introduce.
Sure.
Prior to me entering studio, I realized yourself and my beautiful Esinam were discussing the Galamsey thing in relation to, I don't know whether it's directive that the IGP has come out or not that.
Not that. But we'll get to that.
Very well.
Yeah,
okay,
we'll
that's fine.
Okay,
that's
sure.
fine.
So, in previous years, under the first administration of President John Mahama, we saw him, should I say, suspend allowance for is it training nurses or teachers
and nursing training allowance.
And he came out to say that the reason I'm doing this is because of the allowance, we've placed a limit to how many people the training institutions can absorb. Yet we have more room to absorb them if it hadn't been because of the allowance that we have to pay them. And secondly, after they finish school, they don't really get places to work because we don't have much facilities. So then we are taking the allowance off. We are investing the allowance into these facilities. Secondly, making more room for the schools to be able to absorb much people that they can at a time. Placing no particular limit on them because of the allowance payments and all that. This became a political instrument between the main opposition party and then NDC, where the opposition party was like, if we come, we'll restore the allowance. There's this and that. The excuse of the NDC using to take the allowance off is not much of anything substantial. Then the NDC went off power. 2016, NPP wins power, they resumes power, they restores allowances. After restoration, we learned, even last year, during their campaigns, the vice president, the former vice president, who was then campaigning to be elected as a president, I remember went to a certain school, and a certain student asked him that, when are we getting our allowance? Because ever since I came to this school, I haven't received my allowance yet. So that promise of them restoring the allowance even also came with a whole lot of its issues, because the allowance wasn't really getting paid. NDC again resumes power. This time around, they are saying they are going to pay the allowance, because actually they promised that they will. So in 2016, you had a whole different ideology. All these reasons that you gave for taking the allowance off, they are still there. They are still valid. We still have nurses sitting home. We still have teachers who have completed and are yet to be placed. We are still complaining of this or that. So why are we going back to paying this allowance? What has changed? The idea that you had to make room for the schools to be able to absorb more students. Has anything changed from that?
PK, have you seen the intellectual dishonest that politician takes Ghanaian through? Have you seen it? And I'm gonna say, you see, the politicians always wants to make and then unmake the ordinary Ghanaian. And they always want to play on our intelligence for whatever political expediency best known to them. But as a nation, if it is wrong yesterday, it can be right today. Today too is still wrong. Now on my deliberately we are always governed by manifesto of political party. These are some of the things we always witness, or we are going to witness. If you have a deliberate policy, we have policy in place, that's national policy, plans and policies, that whether NDC come to power, NPP comes to power, as a nation, this is the direction we're going. If that is in place, it doesn't matter, NPP will come, they'll come and implement the national policy at our disposal.
Okay.
If NPP come, they will do the same. But remember that these two parties, they all come to power based on their manifesto. So when they come, they want to come and implement the dictates in their manifesto. So when you came today, the books is clear, it's good. And says here you can sustain the payment of the allowances. But we can't sustain even the prior election. Okay, say even say take the allowance in Pono lose election, he's willing to lose the election because he can. And true, Ghanaian voted against him because they think that even though I cannot correct, says he can, but another is he can. I mean to also sustain. Look at the double standard on politicians. Double standard. Both NDC and NPP, they are all guilty of this.
But I think this one
they always want to tell us things to win our vote. And when we knew we are, then
Beck,
is that
I will plead with you that in this instance, let's leave the NPP out. Let's face the NDC on this.
And so me, I wish I can have the opportunity to meet the finance minister and ask him that Mr. Atuforsen, Honorable, what has changed today? When we went through the books, what has changed?
Sure.
That you think today we have to sustain the payment of allowance to these nurses and then the teacher trainees? What has changed? Because and down deliberately they want to tell us things that will help them win political power. So that when they come into say then times and then and as I say Ghana now we've had more than enough so we can sustain it.
I am surprised.
Whereby initially we were taking it or you took it off, no, you gave us brilliant reasons as to why it can be sustained.
Exactly.
We need infrastructures here and there because if you training teachers in here, they can't sit home and teach in their various homes.
Sure.
We need more schools, we need more hospitals, so that when all these things are well positioned and they are well in place, now more back outer, the chunk of you will still have a place to go and teach, a place to
and
go
in
and
fact there was a bypass for them financially that we will put you on a loan scheme. And Simunya allowance be you have access to loan. We school send a tertiary. So what changed now?
That's it. I think Honorable Atuforsen should come and tell us. Maybe now the books is looking good. Anything that they are sustaining it. If their first books were not good because no minor was on its knees. Remember at the time whereby even most mobile power no man say cry. Yeah, we have to like
our financial.
Is it because you said it when you were on the political training?
Yeah, you still have to
implement it just to please them. Politicians should give us a break. This double standard of the Ghanaian politician, it is not helping. Because you are teaching my own and you are teaching my own. If you can't sustain, those in the university and the police are going for loans. So if you think you need enough money to build infrastructure here and there to ascertain them or bring them into the working environment when they are done, cut it off for good. Let them also go for the loan.
Exactly.
Pay while they are working so that you can build. Because I know if not anything at all, President Mahama is always known for monumental projects when it comes to infrastructure. It's in Kasaska way now, over to me, Aje, and over to me, put you to it. Now would they see the school dying and the hospital so that when they come out from the corners of this institution there will be work for them. That's why baby you'll be taking them in thoughts. If it's not good yesterday, today is not good.
Okay.
So please, look, let us have a national policy. A national policy that as a nation, this is the direction we are going. Other than that, the NDC MPP will continue doing these things that they are doing to us. They'll continue doing these things they are doing to us. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Good. The allowance, at least no need be crash so but enough justification as to why I say allowance won't mean so. Now let me be answer,
sir.
And we are still maintaining it.
In fact, I never crash your books in worse than because who did a political platform to campaign trail. I catch you say, Charlie, I'll restore, I'll do this into what banner. Sir, I holding no chin. You must satisfy whatever you said in your manifesto. Abba. Do you think that we are being run by pleasing the people rather than developing the country?
You see, PK, whether we are pleasing or we are being run by and I say and some Bible say yanka say no masem no mbejina to ebu ya thing, right? Nti nsem na ye ko campaign no ye gina campaign trail so ye ka kire Ghana for bosha ye show mo na ade no eno na ye ba eti tekra se ntumi deliver the 100% at least as you to deliver mu be 80% or 90 so that at least we can still look good and attractive going into the next polls. And this is what is happening. And into yaka say be we blue tick. Yeah. We can say you be maintaining free SHS. You by maintaining into you see. So these are some. But even in opposition, you were giving us so much concern. Say no, Charlie, you ain't me for money. Sika ina fan concussions adi we mo. Even more the capacity to pay. Into about we will going to. Oh, let us walk the talk. Let us walk the talk. No money be. Say when you saw man who are here ma. Ahuyehia na ye kom na opese o streamline nyoma no nyoma ni bua ni ye teso no let's stamp our authority ni enteso ni make progress ye enteso because sa nyoma na it keep drawing us back no say the to me be ma now to fi say maka we wo me manifesto ma na me she Ghana for but so it's a social contract so I need to deliver say hu because I de bia no ye betena se na ye yen front and back so dey we ye twe koba but as a nation we should know better we are growing the nation ni enye na nti na ye wo position na e kan ho asem no ye ba power as ye make sure say you stick to the ground rules na ye ma Ghana 40 as na ye mba and come and maintain it when even the books is looking ugly to us. Okay, we need. It's a nation that we need a divine overhauling from God.
But I want to ask a direct question. These allowances are they really necessary? Are they really necessary between God and man?
Okay, justification on the ban say. One ye niska sika ni ho ye hia infrastructure na de senkene say sanu mana enura ye kan na e justify say enunti ye hia ye twam no say etumi meet all those obligations and whatever nkene no justifiable but the problem is still there. The problem is still unattended to. Na say na you want to maintain it means it's not worth it. It is not worth giving the said allowance.
When was the last time nursing trainees were posted?
It's been a while.
I realized it was in 2019. That was the last time. The last batch. Yeah.
Well, Charlie, Piquet, a lot of also Ceci Akrano in cafes and Komu na mainstream they are going to work. Now because you want to buy time, the national service, Biswa Barber elimination rough taxes be Adanko that day, then can level some. Yeah, you see that thing. But stamp your authority, make an informed decision that this is the direction.
Actually, who cried the account 4 years after we met him. One by we, it's men yet. Take us to the right.
Yes. Look, Sanka, any change in your pet, say no maybe be a writer. Nkayan to about. Because no money be ye to about because your pencils was adding. Now, so also banner where the same adena. And the kusi. Koda.
Maintain about.
So let's have a national policy as a nation. Get people to think and pay them. No more a sense of direction that we are going as a nation. Other than that, things will continually to be the way it is. We keep coming here, lamenting, drawing the attention. But Charlie, I put and pay because many edit to me na mame. Intimenso me ye ne edit to me ne breme. Well, I said, I've been saying, when you put in garbage, you get garbage out.
Get garbage.
What I say, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
Until let us not do the same thing, expecting a different result. Sabi invest for no loans. We probably for a loan. Mount to go loan be now so enough fund, not six infrastructure, bring a developmental drive in these institutions. So that ye ni ye sisters no na ade no we school na adwuma no wo ho and they have enough places to go and work. That's why we aba betina fie simply because we have infrastructural deficit. So we have to be rolling them in thoughts, bits and in pieces. We need to make progress.
We need to make progress. On to our last topic for discussion is Last Friday, we had the IGP, the new IGP, declare war against Galamsey. He declared war.
All out war.
Or be deploy police for to Galamsey sites and all. 3 days after that declaration, and riot say the idea should be to be Forestry Commission response teams, no, omo baako kotodwe ye hwan ato fam a order wumpa so. But I want to take this angle from the police's capacity to fight Galamsey. The IGP feels that his unit can wage a war on Galamsey. So he has declared war on it. Is it in the right call? Do they have what it takes to fight this menace? Are they the right people to fight this menace?
Yeah, the police officers.
PK, thank you for this question. I believe that issues of Galamsey, we've discussed it in this beautiful auditorium before.
And we are never going to stop discussing it.
And I made a profound statement that in tackling Galamsey menace, there should be a political will. When a political will is there, this thing can be achieved within a space of time, within the shortest possible time. We can achieve it. But if the political will is not there, a bare rhetoric, we just say it, but then we'll be doing a different thing all over. Remember when the NPP was in power, we had NPP campaigns who were being part of the Galamsey. Are you getting it?
Now,
Obi in relation to that party are you getting it? Now a new government has taken over.
Yeah.
We have a new IGP in the person of
Christian
Teteyonu, a very action-oriented man. What I said.
Yeah.
And he's also saying this, and he wants to lead the charge. My prayer is that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama should have the political will and give him enough room to operate. And when he give enough room, say, look, me, H.E. John Dramani Mahama, I have nothing to lose on my war against Galamsey, and you have my blessings to go all out for this. I am telling you, we will succeed in the fight against the Galamsey.
Even with the police force?
Yes, we will. If the political will is there. If the political will, because na oye constituency chairman oye party ni na ya frɛ efikasie na we na ya bre na power ba chairman so kwa akɔpɛ baabi ma boy say didi no no so didi a na wama police aba be fa no ugu agro no. You see the political will?
Yeah.
It will not be there. Because our party ni na ye won krɔfo efikasie the seat of government Jubilee House as an krɔfo no be untouchable. And almost so now munya bi ankombe you but opportunity na ma ene ye na e wa ban mu. So let's also go out there and go and look for this business and then make what? Because party ni be hia sika ye wa election to go ye mfa bo win election e disika. So let's go there and go and look for money. Sesi ampo nyame adom drip machines abama district bia obi. Excavator enya low bed bi mesisu a pepepo ye dia for nwuremo ye koso sika abafie. But if the political will is there, no matter your political correlation, we will come after you because it is Ghana first. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So I thank the IGP for the bold decision, but the actions must speak louder than the words. And you can only do that based on the political will, that commitment that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will tell him that, look, you have my blessings, you have my power. Fight this to the latter. I am telling you, with time, our water bodies will begin to see improvement. The narrative will be changing. Because you see, as we speak now, you want this from Gungurum in our forest reserve. But the war is declared on them. Now we have the political will. They will all live there. people with requisite license and well deserved will go into the venture, and then they'll be doing the work and do it professionally. Other than that, ya be aba power. Yansu ya bre. Enti yansu ya koko piska deba. Look, there will be justification as to why people are engaging in this. They will justify it to the latter. But if the political will is there, now we are making sure, insisting that our political campaigns, we are bringing them to book. And because Abandi Basu, a whole regional chairman, he was able to go into the reserved forest. Obviously, Charlie Obon fight for holding them because not buying no power. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So let us have the political will. Let us insist. Put your presidency in the line. Enya will be your kind ordinary their toast and another way doing things otherwise. No. Are you getting it? Put your presidency on the line and ensure and then insist that they do the right thing. You make progress. Because look, I bet no this galam Satan bema ebe crunch you if your neighboring country so.
Yeah, start you.
You be crunch you. You be crunch you. Na se sabi we nya hwe ama wase so e bono kro no. Oman na ye tim na mu ye ho dere. Nsuo na ye hia they put body and soul together and so more say no because a few people are eating and they are enjoying their okay. So the rest we should go to hell. How? So let there be the will. Let the political will be there because I believe that if the political will is there and we are giving them the needed resources, and all that it takes to combat this, you will begin to see results. But interesting enough, both NDC and NPP, they are guilty of this.
All of them.
And even though power bend, you know, me who are even my mystery in the media space, I loved. Not here, politicians and political gymnastics. They are very interesting people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soldier for and they could take two, and then they went to this war and they were defeated. And then Yakofa. Young boys and girls be
blue.
Yeah, say omona no kute tu kute giant crowd won to me ndin kunumo ewo akono na wa odin sapan yes omona omonko what is job for the boys yaba power
so minister say initiative is not job for the boys so I don't know the people who do
it accoutrement ben ya de masa nkrofo me nuanum ketu emom dia
so omo do omo nkoko ntokwa omo koye spies keke nti omo say aha ye tu bia na omo afre response team no now response team number
Spies.
Jesus. Ghana, it shall be well. Ghana will rise again.
Are you sure?
Yeah. See, Ghana, your problem in our leadership.
Yeah.
We need leaders that will stamp their authority. That this is the direction because you're penning for now one way or the other. Obia to quine pen, to quine. And anytime they travel, they see these good things in other countries and how these things are implemented, and then it is affecting the life of the people positively. They can do same here. But the ordinary Ghanaian doesn't deserve that good. Until say you jai up or you jagum sir. But remember, you see, no assembly I make some time ago that the politicians think that after finish solving our problems, they will not become thing gods to us again. So that you go to them, Nana Nyankwada, Yewima Menesa no man. Because I saw a problem in everything, he become irrelevant to you again. But when we begin to still see them as our thing gods, they are the sustainer of our lives. The agent for development, I don't know. At the end, you deny you. So that we be book to have a panic and so I meanwhile, anything I did taxpayers' money, the Tuaka. Until you only a day be a strong cumbia because we pay you because you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
But on yet, until remember, MP, it's your coin, agent for development, then you come and do it. Now, if you are the one who Sam a coin women and try, a coin with any self crash when you come on, monsieur is good. I will do my internet to Abama. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So let us have an attitudinal change, a renewal of mind. Or mind, mind, and as mind, the people in the country too is of ultimate importance to us because they are resources. They are the people that must help in the driving force of the country. Look, the height that nations have attained, never came on silver platter. They pulled their wheels together, they worked their heart out. And Singapore, just name them, they are where they are today because it was deliberate on their part to make sure that institutions and things in place, including the citizens, they do what is right to be able to get to where they are today. Let us set our ass together. Let us sit down as a nation. What is the motivation? What is the driving force? Anything that poor, any Malaysia, no neshase, and everybody could let us do what is right. And young from so say the success story so that you can implement same and also get there.
Okay. What do you think we got wrong previously in our fight against Galamsey?
Political will no. Because you were having videos name we be cramp babo and say oh party ni hieska. What you say? Inti sabi hwe omampeni de ono na djuma ato nsani ani. Okay.
Yeah.
He put his presidency on the line. Say I will fight this to the latter. Now I want a party for almost so feel say party ni hieska. Until obi the presidency ato line no yes we afraid chira ko peska because party ni heska we are confused. They were confused. It was contradictory rule even on their part as a party.
Okay,
what I say, so let the will be there. Let's have the political will. Let's sanction people. Look, in Crawford genuinely one characters from man, let's push them to work.
Do you think we even need that where we are now? People are calling for a total halt.
Oh, but yes, as well, a total halt I am not being fair.
Okay.
Because what you say be consoling a wejuma. Ne kase say journalists be akotena console chi aka asem man ni ntimi na munja moduma na mukotena fia. Are you being fair to the system? Your papa won and a papa ni amom nkrata amom fanya ejuma.
Okay.
They know their demarcations where to work, due diligence within their scheme of operation.
Okay.
Let's allow them to work.
Okay.
Because remember, almost so a genuine more workers say two or
sure.
Now, because I hot into be unconquered fear. Are you being fair? You are not being fair.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So let the systems work. People with the requisite documents, they've gone through the process. And let them work. The illegal ones now we are galamsey. Let's go after them. Halt their operation. So that's what person be genuine. Pass it through the rudiment. Pass it through the process. Only krata no onko deliver in the work.
Okay.
Now I can say Jamusa because sabi PK yet way you will be more home so accommodate omo.
Yeah.
But on fair to my whole fee. Say my friend hands up. Where is the money?
Sure.
Say no assistant will seek because you accommodate.
Yeah.
But onim say mra so the right thing must be done.
Okay.
Enti na ebi no mo ba no mo mbebe say ye dey mra kwachi omo no.
Okay.
So even the fact that you are hungry doesn't mean that you should eat with both hands.
Sure.
Ontumi from say me no ndidi.
Indeed.
Enti na etie bia no let us do it right. Ye will be no mo won krata say oto mo eduma. Let's leave them to operate.
Okay.
Almost one person omo ye bi no mbra mbe pass it through the due process. Na mbra ne mo ho krata. No mo so nkonko ye eduma no.
All right.
That is the way to go.
That is the way to go.
So illegal mining has been linked with some powerful business tycoons and these big companies and then powerful politicians as well. So the IGP is declaring an all-out war to curb this crisis as a nation. Will the police be given that independency to act, to perform their activities, if these politicians are caught or they are brought to books? Would they be given that independence to work without any interference from anybody?
Thank you. So, before Islam, you see, Nana Meka say it's a political will. Say His Excellency lead charge, through the IGP. Say, look, it doesn't matter the political coloration. It doesn't matter who the individual is, even in my party. Go all out and do your work. Tell them they will succeed.
Okay.
They will succeed because see, when you knew was coming, look at the euphoria.
Yeah.
In some boy, the man only any by. I am telling you, sa charge you about lead, So start to so leading on the blessings of His Excellency the President. They will start vilifying the same man on our airwaves.
Wow.
I am telling you, market. Nipa na hate Jesus na the man no, the Messiah has come no. Or start so lead charge we pay. You will see people coming after him wholeheartedly and strongly. Obi Nekana said stronger than apartheid. They will come stronger at him. But look, it's a nation. It's not political party.
Okay.
You are serving a nation.
Okay.
It is Ghana first. NDC MPP Baba 2 could be a friend of Ghana or might be a friend of Ghana. So let us not satisfy their whims and caprices. It is nation first. And I believe that John Dramani Mahama will do the needful. He will give him his blessings and all that he needs to execute on this bold declaration, war against Galamsey, so that the success story will come and he will enjoy it same.
Okay.
The success story will come and he will enjoy it same. But
Same.
that's a business as usual. A mere rhetorics.
Okay.
It is one thing saying it and it's another thing doing it. So they just say it, but in the reality, it's not happening. They are not combating it.
Okay.
So His Excellency, a man of action and power, that Ghanaians have reposed so much trust in you, even in your second bid. Make a history, make a success story, so that you don't say 4 years the narrative now the buyer through the instrumentation of the IGP, you made success. And then it's the success story.
And that has become a success story. This is where we will be pulling the curtain on today's show. But before we leave the studios, today is 24th March 2025. One of the most anticipated missions from this government by the people of Ghana, and especially the youth, is the operations and the missions of the oral. The Operation Recover All Loot. Yesterday there was a communique that the Attorney General's office will address the media and the public today on their missions on the oral so far.
Wow.
Now, so far we've seen oral delving into the NSA scandal, there's Bank of Ghana man's thing, some other issues, and yet we've had nothing. We hear they've picked them up, the next moment they've been released. And people are like, hey, what's going on? Is it just a facade? How much it's your 2 days no more job? KK. And now investigations be because we are not privileged to that yet in Tinebia. Afterwards, Ombaba can be my who saw more year Jumana. Tinama say baby now cause one crofocus say and Attorney General Becca said ne office be address the public on what has been so far. But so far, what do you expect from this communication? Then I will share Attorney General.
What I can say is that it shouldn't just be a political talk, and that they should execute it to the latter.
Okay.
Because one of the reasons why Ghanaians voted massively for them, because they think, and not just thinking, there was enough evidence on some of these things that the previous administration was milking the country. And I'm new ma ba komi no bia ekokoso. And she said the 2 minute brew and that, and the Ghana for the 2 minute besha, they expect you to do the needful. Let them know. Say no man no ko DQ mu de to abama no. Obaye no utu ho anamo.
Okay.
Look, politicians they are friends who NDC MPP. Almost are very good friends. So sometimes scratch my back and I also scratch your back. But yet they nye GD omumu e de tumi abre wene. Go and serve the good people of Ghana wholeheartedly and diligently. Obi biara obu oman fa so djirim frakadam mamra no ntwene mbe djirim mranim yemfa no nkotomu ansawon. Let us recoup whatever money that the nation has lost as a result of everybody's or each and everyone's negligence. What we were supposed to do and what we didn't do. Let the Lord deal with you.
Okay.
Because Ghana must make progress.
Sure.
Na so man no ye ni abreni a chichire man no now the kentan ma binum so mo fan konsu a da ben na barrel no be ma nti obiara odi dwirim ne katatehye or the abo micro no one milk the nation no. I expect the Ura to bring all these people to bear to come and face the full rigors of the law.
Okay. This is where is any contribution to that? No. Okay, so then you said it all. I have said it all. Mr. Otre Bexon, who has been with us in the studios for the past 2 hours, has also said it all. We thank you also wherever you are listening to us for tuning in with us today. Also, we'll be coming your way same time tomorrow with our come up segment as well. Tomorrow we have some people coming in to talk about us with what they offer society and the individuals in society. So be looking forward to that. I'll also be looking forward to my birthday. Any plans you have for me, I know today, then tomorrow. So see, I go know how I go schedule my meetings and things.
So happy birthday in advance.
Thank you.
May God grant your heart desires.
Amen.
And for the good work you are doing for Mother Ghana.
Amen.
May all the systems in Ghana reward you for your hard work.
Amen and amen. This is where we leave you. Enjoy the rest of your day as DJ Rock takes over. Bye.